What's up with it? Y'all already know what it is. You tuned in to another episode. Daniel talking that boxing again. Yeah, in the building. And when y'all come in the building, make sure that y'all punch on that like button and hop in the comment section. Let me know that y'all in the building. We got Ashura Kampachi in the building. I hope I said your name right. He said Jermell Charlo will forever fight on free TV because nobody paying to watch his ass. I ain't supporting him like that no more. That's for sure. Joe Cortez, what's going down? He said, shout out to people tuning in from Mexico. Yeah, shout out to the people in Mexico. Victor Torres, what's happening with it? Big Drew Titan off in the building. What's happening, Big Drew? Nitty G off in the building. What it do? Santana, what's going down with it? Yeah, and make sure that y'all punch on that like button when you come in the building. Yeah, we gonna cook on this. We gonna cook on it today. We gonna cook on it today. A lot going on. A lot been going on in boxing, you know. Santana coming from Cali. Salute to Cali. I was just out in Cali. I love the weather in Cali. I can't even lie. Yeah. We got a whole lot to cook on today, man. A lot of things going on in boxing, like I said, and we gonna cook on it. Bruce Goals, what's going down with it? I think we got Shakur Stevenson coming up this weekend too. I think we got Shakur. Let me see. Let me look at the fight schedule, see what fights we got coming up this weekend too before I start cooking. Let me see. I know we got Shakur, I think, coming up this weekend. The 12th. Yeah, we definitely got Shakur. Let me see. Marcus Hayes, what's happening with it? C4 Trill, what's going down with it? Brown on boxing, what's happening with it? Let me see what the boxing schedule looking like. So we got, let me see. Okay, so we got Shakur Stevenson versus Jeremiah Nakdali or some whatever. Nakdali. Shakur Stevenson finna beat the shit out that boy. Shakur Stevenson finna beat the shit out that boy this weekend. That's the only really big fight I see this weekend. And then the next weekend is when you got Jermell Charlo fighting. Jermall Charlo. You got Jermall Charlo fighting the next weekend. Nitty G say Mel is super emotional from what I'm hearing. I done been around Jermell. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really put people business. I don't put people's personal business out there like that. But I know some things about Jermell. He said Mel is super emotional. What I'm hearing, he was mad because Wilder called Tony Harrison his brother, but the champ never picked against Mel. He said it was going to be a great fight. That is not no excuse for nothing. The fuck that have to do with anything? Like, what does that have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Because Wilder, I'm telling y'all, Jermell Charlo been a coon. That's not the first time Jermell Charlo said some shit like that when it comes to race relations. Like I said, Jermell Charlo, he went off doing the whole Donald Trump and the police brutality thing. Jermell Charlo did a live, and I seen him go off because somebody questioned him on race way back then. Well, that wasn't way back then, but last year. And he went off. He went off talking about, race don't have nothing to do with anything, you know, in America. Don't come at me with that bullshit, that race-based shit. He went off then. So I've been knowing how Jermell Charlo, how coonish he is. Look how he act on his when you look at him on his show that he got on YouTube, right? Look how he act when he go up in these designer stores and shit with his nose stuck up in the air. Come on, man. Come on, Jermell Charlo. He you know, we just don't really want to say it because we've always supported the Charlo brothers. You feel me? We really ain't got on his head like that. Like I always say, when it comes to certain issues, we got to learn to separate Jermell from Jermall because they not the same people. The same shit that I said when I got on Jermall head for, you know, not doing like for when I got on Jermall head because I felt that he was calling for smoke and then ducked the smoke against Benavidez. A lot of people was mixing him up with Jermall or saying the Charlo brothers. No, they got two different personalities. They're two different humans, right? But you know, we gonna get into all of that. We're gonna get into all of that you know, later on. The first thing I do want to touch on, right? First, and salute to my man Scotty White, World Combat Sport off in the building. Make sure that y'all go check out and go subscribe to Scotty White. Go subscribe to World Combat Sports. Man, he be over there cooking. Mike Rhymes say Jermall is corny if he really want the Canelo smoke. Yeah, man, we gonna get into that, but we gonna get into that also, man. Like I said, we got a lot to cook on. The first thing I want to cook on, man, is I was watching Robert Garcia and I think his son, or is that his son or his brother? Robert Garcia and Peter Garcia, right? I'm watching them talk about the Devin Haney fight, right? Watching them talk about the Devin Haney fight. And they're trying to break down the Devin Haney fight, you know, and then they go on to Robert Garcia says that Devin Haney is a front runner. He says that Devin Haney basically got exposed and he's a front runner. He comes out strong, and he said that he saw Devin Haney really fade after the 8th or 9th round. He said that he thought that Devin Haney lost the last 3 rounds of the fight. I'm listening to this, man, and I'm like, what the fuck is Robert Garcia? What was he watching? Because I wasn't watching the same fight that he was watching, right? So he goes on to say that Devin Haney faded and that he thought that Devin Haney wasn't really the goods. He said that Devin Haney is cool. He said that Devin Haney was dominating the beginning of the full fight. But he said that he saw that Devin Haney was a front runner and that he started fading, right, in the 8th or 9th round. So then Robert Garcia goes on to say, well, Peter Garcia asked Robert Garcia, where does he rank Devin Haney at in the lightweight division, right? Out of the lightweights, where does he rank Devin Haney at? And I'm going to give y'all the list where he ranked Devin Haney at. And let me know what y'all think about this shit, man. Because truthfully, I thought it was some bullshit, but, you know, I mean, it's a hard list. But, you know, it's his opinion, right? So, but I mean, when you look at this list, to me, a lot of people, right, and a lot of people in the past, they've accused Robert Garcia of being, you know, racist. They've been, you know, I'm not going to say that he racist, but I don't know. Y'all could just see for yourself, right? I don't know. Like, I ain't going to lie. I have met Robert Garcia in person, and he was cool. You know what I'm saying? He was a cool dude. He didn't act funny. He showed me love. He was hella cool, you know. But like I said, I'm going to read this list off to y'all. I thought it was some bullshit personally. He says that at number 1 for lightweight, right? At number 1 or super lightweight, whatever y'all want to call it. Well, lightweight, the lightweight division. He said at number 1, he has Teofimo Lopez, right? I don't have a problem with that. I actually do have Teofimo Lopez as the number 1 also because of who he's beat, and he's the most proven. Now, is Teofimo Lopez the best? I can't really say that. I mean, I can't say that right now. I think so right now, but somebody got to prove him wrong. And what's good with it? Big Stepper.
Key, what's going down, bro? Didn't even see that you sent the damn thing. Told you my damn messenger fucked up, man.
Oh man, it's all good, man. We just started to cook, man. So basically, I'm gonna run over. I don't know if you was listening. I'm gonna run back what we finna cook on right now. So I was listening to Robert Garcia and Peter on their channel, and Robert Garcia started talking about Devin Haney, right? And he says that he was talking about Devin Haney and Linares fight. So he was giving Devin Haney props at first. He said Devin Haney was kind of pretty much dominating, and then he said that he saw Devin Haney fade badly in the 8th or 9th round, right? He said that he noticed that Devin Haney was a front runner, right? He says that he thought that Devin Haney faded and that Linares won the last 3 rounds of the fight. So I said, the fuck, what fight was he watching? Because that's not the fight that I saw. You feel me? That's not what I saw, right? And then so he says that he says that he saw Devin Haney trying to survive the last 3 rounds and Linares coming on, right? And he also says that if that was Ryan Garcia in the ring with Linares, Ryan Garcia would have knocked out Linares, right? So, and he goes on, and Peter asked him, where does he have Devin Haney ranked in his top 5 at lightweight, right? So he gives his top 5 at lightweight. So he says, Devin Haney ain't really, all that. So he's like, so where do you got him rated? So he says his number 1 is Teofimo Lopez, right? I said, okay, cool. I agree with that, right? He's proven the most. He's done the most so far. He says his number 2 was Lomachenko. I said, okay, you can't really, that's, you could argue about that, but yeah, okay, that's solid. You know what I'm saying? That's solid. He says his number 3 was Tank Davis. I said, okay, cool, whatever. And then he says his number 4 is Ryan Garcia. I'm like, number 4? So where the fuck you got Haney, right? And he says his number 5 is Devin Haney, right? Says number 5 is Devin Haney, right? So I said, how you gonna have Ryan Garcia ahead of Devin Haney? Because we've seen Ryan Garcia go in. I've seen personally Ryan Garcia struggle for a little bit in fights and then go and get the knockout, right? I haven't seen Ryan Garcia in there with a tough opponent and just outbox somebody for 10 straight rounds. You feel me? So I'm like, and then with their background, right, with their amateur background, last thing I heard is Devin Haney got the last 3 wins over Ryan Garcia, right? But that is amateurs. But you have to take in accountability. You have to take the biggest thing you got to take in, right? With all that being said, the biggest thing that you have to take in is that Ryan Garcia was clearly ducking Devin Haney. So when a man is clearly ducking somebody like that, right? When they put Ryan Garcia in a position, they gave him an interim title and said, look, this is your title for your stairway to fight for the real WBC title, but you got to fight the man who's the champion. You got to fight Devin Haney. Here's the belt. Fight Devin Haney next. De La Hoya said he was willing to make the fight, but Ryan Garcia was vocal and said, I don't want to fight Devin Haney on several different occasions. He even said before that, he told Devin Haney, no, I'm not going to fight you. That's a fight that we're going to have to save for later. And Devin Haney want all the smoke. He's been ducking Devin Haney. I'm talking about blatantly ducking him. Basically, in so many words, getting on camera and telling everybody, yeah, I'm ducking him. I don't want to fight that man. So how can you go and put Ryan Garcia above Devin Haney at 135 pounds? How? So, I looked at that shit as I'm like, man, Robert Garcia, he really hating on Devin Haney. He said Devin Haney is the last out of the whole bunch. Out of all them dudes, he said he got Devin Haney at the bottom of the list, man. I I think that Robert Garcia is tripping, man. I think that he's tripping. Yeah, Devin Haney did get hurt, but Devin Haney outboxed the shit out of Linares. And so I want to get your take on that whole, everything that was said. And I also want to get your take on Robert Garcia saying that if that was Ryan Garcia in there with Linares, Ryan Garcia would have knocked him out. Before I do that, let me see what comments I missed. And then I'll let you go ahead and cook on that. And make sure that y'all like the channel. If you haven't subbed to the channel, sub to the channel and make sure y'all hit that like button, because it don't cost you nothing to hit the like button. And then go sub to Money Brown TV. I'm pretty sure y'all already subbed to him, but if you ain't subbed to him, go sub to Money Brown TV. Let me see if I missed any comments in regards to this situation. Hold on. Slide Tendencies 87, salute to you. What's good? He said, saying Haney lost the last 3 rounds isn't blasphemy. He said he still dominated the first 9. But he didn't lose. He didn't even really, the round that he got hurt in, if you want to keep it real, you could even gave that round to Haney because he dominated the round until he got hurt. Exactly. So it just all depends how you score. He said, sounds like you can't be black and not like Haney. It's not about liking Haney or not liking Haney. It's about breaking down boxing and what you saw in the ring and what you see. You feel me? It don't have nothing to do with if you black and you like Haney or you don't like Haney. You can not like Haney all you want to. I really don't give a damn. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? That's not what we're talking about. Let me see. Macadocious Mac of the South, what's happening with it? My man, Scotty, World Combat Sports Head, he definitely dominated round 10. Yeah, so, man, what's your take on that, Money? And I'm gonna cut the camera off because I need to eat a little something. I'm going to let Money cook.
Yeah, first of all, they need to start giving Devin the proper respect. Teofimo Lopez is the unified champion. Devin Haney is the WBC lightweight world champion, right? So now when we look at it from that aspect, Devin Haney has to be the number 2 lightweight in the world, whether you like it or not. You feel me? Teofimo Lopez is number 1, unified champ. Devin Haney is number 2. Then I got Gervonta Davis. Then I got Ryan Garcia. All right, you could put a long man there somewhere, but that's how I got the top 4 lightweights right now. They are the top 4 lightweights that's making the noise at the division. Lomachenko is still in the mix, but it's T.O., Devin, Tank, Ryan. That's how it goes. To me, Ryan is the weakest link. Right now, Robert Garcia, he's entitled to his own opinion. He's a boxing coach. To each his own. He got a certain style of fight that he like, how he trained his fighters to go. But you can't sit up there and say that he lost the last 3 rounds. And when we looking at the fight, that's not true. I didn't get no damn Linares the last 3 rounds. He went out there, he fought. But he didn't outthrow Devin Haney in the last 3 rounds. And I don't think he outlanded Devin Haney in the last 3 rounds. Understand what I'm saying? But to each his own. You know, people look at the fight a different type of way. They look at the fight a different type of way. Now, when you talking about if that would have been Ryan Garcia, he would have slept Linares. Maybe. I will say Ryan has more pop than Devin Haney. That's a fact. But don't forget, Ryan had an opportunity to fight Linares, and it didn't happen. Why? You understand what I'm saying? Why? Why didn't he fight him? That's the question. He had an opportunity to fight Linares. That's the fight that they wanted to put together, but it didn't happen for whatever reason. Now, Devin went in there and fought the shit out of Linares, like we say, could have pitched the shutout. For him saying he's a front runner and he gassed out, I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly. You know, Devin went out there, the first 9 rounds was, you know, he got him. Linares fought his toughest. But when we look at the situation, he started pushing the action on Linares. He started pushing the action. And being a young fighter like Devin Haney, 22 years of age, you make certain mistakes, man. When you feel like you got something, you got it under control so much, and you push the action, you forget that this is a veteran fighter that can do certain things. And that's all it was a little pick me up or wake up for Devin Haney with the shot. Beautiful shot by Linares. Don't get me wrong. Beautiful shot. But like I say, it's what Devin did that gave him the opportunity to land a shot, and that was going forward fighting instead of sticking to his game plan and just outboxing this motherfucker for 12 rounds. If he can't force you to fight, then that's on him. But make him make mistakes and make him pay. You know what I mean? So when we're looking at Devin Haney, you looking at him, and if you assessing him off just that fight and just off the fucking 11th round, what a lot of people was doing, in my opinion, the 10th or the 11th, whichever round it was where he got hurt, it's like people just assessing the whole fight off that shot, bro. You feel me? Like the first 9 rounds didn't happen. Like this man didn't dominate leading up all the way to the 10th. You feel me? So that's the shit that get to me. Like they just disregard all the good work the man did and then get straight to the shot. Oh, he got hurt. He got rocked. Right? But we seen fucking Ryan Garcia get dropped. And this is no knock on Ryan because I gave Ryan credit for getting up stopping Luke Campbell. I was happy for the kid. I picked him to stop Luke Campbell. But we still seen him get dropped, arm going all crazy and shit. Right? And I didn't hear no criticism. All I heard was that was the heart of a lion. He got back up. He took the shot. It happens. But when it comes to Devin Haney, he get hurt at the end of the round, right at the bell. You know what I mean? For trying to force the action and get this motherfucker up out of there. And everybody just, oh, he need more time. Oh, wow, he didn't stop him. Oh, wow, this. Oh, wow, that. It's just all the negative shit in the world to say about the kid. You know what I mean? But he go out there and box his ass off with a masterful boxing style, and they discredit him. Oh, he's boring. Oh, I seen, who was that? Was it Joel Diaz? I think it was Joel Diaz said when he watched Devin Haney, he fell asleep. But you the one that try to coach hit and not get hit. You try to coach Tim Bradley with a hit and not get his style. But now when it comes to Devin Haney, a kid that can do it, it makes you fall asleep. So man, we got to stop with the bullshit because there's a whole lot of discrediting going on, bro. We all know that there's styles in boxing. Styles make fights, and we understand that the boxer, we understand the puncher, we understand the boxer puncher. If you're a motherfucking masterful boxer and the sweet signs of the fucking game is to hit and not get hit, right? That's the most the most, I'm gonna say, probably the most successful style in boxing for you to be successful. The style that Devin Haney got for you to win, because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the win. And Devin has that style, and by him being young and falling into that shit or want to be a knockout artist, it'll get him fucked around and get knocked out, or make him have a performance like this where he get clipped, or where they can have these type of assessments or talk the shit that they talking. But if Devin go out there and he start boxing these motherfuckers and he stick to his boxing game plan, like Floyd said, I'm gonna make your ass look ordinary, right? It ain't up to me to sit here and play rock and sock and robot and give you a shot. So if Devin start going out there and start outboxing these motherfuckers, he could have did what he did for the first 9 for the last 3 and didn't have to press. And y'all still would have been saying, oh, well, Linares just, oh, he washed up. Oh, he this and he that. But he came in great fucking shape, landing a great shot, been a 3-division world champion, right? And all of a sudden, it's just the oh, man, Devin ain't shit. Linares this, he's that. But the man got shut out. Got outboxed, his style. And y'all don't want to get a kid credit. You know what I mean? You got motherfuckers out there saying the fight was fixed. You got this man talking about he the weakest link when he's the fucking WBC lightweight world champion. Just disrespectful, bro. It's just disrespectful. So at the end of the day, Key, they can have their opinions, bro. It's up to Devin Haney to go out there and continue to prove these motherfuckers wrong. Okay, so I'm a front runner. Now when I go out here and I'll box these motherfuckers and show this hell of a stamina on me, don't say, oh, he's boring, he didn't take a chance. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that shit. So it's just up to him, man, to take that shit and to use it as fuel and just to, master his craft. And that's being a masterful boxer, bro. He got the style. Just use it. If they can't force you to fight, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna get better. He gonna grow though, being 22 years of age. Though he'll get better. But with Robert Garcia, he entitled to his opinion. But I agree with you, bro. I think he dead ass wrong.
Right. And then you gotta ask yourself, right? Because I had to do the same thing I had to ask myself, what if Devin Haney never got caught? Like, what if he had never got hurt, right? At the end of, what was it, the end of the 9th, or what was it, the end of the 10th round? What if he had never got caught, right? Then what would everybody be saying? Because that one little slim moment has a lot of people said, oh, Devin Haney ain't this, and he needs to work on this. But he looked perfect for 10 and a half rounds. He looked perfect for 10 and a half rounds, really. You know, he did get catch with some hooks here and there, but other than that, I mean, he dominated. We never had seen nobody dominate Linares like that ever. Even the fights that Linares had got stopped in, we never had seen him get dominated like that for 10 and a half straight rounds, right? Yeah. So what would the boxing world be saying if that hadn't happened, right? What would the boxing? Because before that happened, I was saying to myself, like, God damn, Devin Haney might be better than all of these dudes. Devin Haney might be the best at 135. That's what I was saying. Then he got caught. And then, you know, then you start thinking, okay, well, he is vulnerable a little bit. But, you know, anybody could get caught. Just like I said when Ryan Garcia got caught. I didn't criticize Ryan Garcia. I said, look, anybody can get caught with a shot, you know. I said, but Ryan Garcia, he popped right back up and he wasn't hurt.
Hey, Key.
What's up?
Name that fighter that did get caught in boxing.
Exactly. When you step up in competition, you are gonna get caught. Everybody get caught. Everybody has got caught. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. I mean, everybody.
Canelo,
everybody. Right?
Teofimo. Like, come on.
Right. Man. Now, KG, what's happening with it? KG, my man KG Alexander off in that super chat. He says, shout out to my dudes, Key and Big Stepper, talking that boxing. It's some great cards coming up in the next 3 weeks. Man, you ain't lying, for real. And y'all smash that like button, like my man Joe Jack say.
Hey,
and what's good with it, Coach?
Shouts out to Coach. Shouts out to my bro D Jefferson in the building as well. What's going down, D?
What's happening with it? Yeah, man. What's happening with it, Coach? Coach say, told y'all I got Dev over everybody. Now, yeah, Coach, he riding with Dev over any and everybody. Now, myself, I got Teofimo Lopez right now. Like I said, somebody got to prove to me that they can beat Teofimo. But to me, Devin Haney, man, Devin Haney, he got a few small things that he needs to tweak, right? And if he tweaks those small things that he needs to tweak, right, and fix that, Devin Haney is going to be very, very hard for anybody to fuck with him from 135 to 140. Right? But all of these guys got flaws. Tank got flaws. Teofimo got flaws. All of them got flaws. Like I'm going to tell y'all right now, the only fighter that's in that class, right? He ain't in that. He's not at 135, but he's at 130. The only fighter that's in that class is fighting this weekend.
He's on his way.
Is fighting this weekend. Shakur Stevenson is the only fighter that I watch, and it is very, very hard for me to find any flaws in his game. Now, all you hear people can say about Shakur, if he ain't got power, he ain't got, okay, what else? What else do you see that he can't do? Well, you can't find no flaws in Shakur Stevenson's game. He has enough power to make these guys want to stand there and survive. You don't see nobody coming at Shakur Stevenson head like that. But like I said, Shakur Stevenson is the only fighter. I don't know if you want to call him up and coming fighter, or if you want to call them contenders, whatever you want to call them, or the young. I'm gonna just call him the only fighter out of the young generation that I can watch, and I'm like, man, this kid really don't have no flaws. That's just that I can just point out like that, right? He can fight on the inside. He knows how to fight at mid-range distance very well, and that's the hardest. If you know boxing, if you ever been in the ring, the mid-range, right? That's the hardest distance to master, right? He looked like he didn't master that, and he knows how to box outside very well. He knows how to hit and not get hit. I mean, opponents only land, what is it, like 6 or 7% of their shots on him. Then he has the highest ratio in all the boxing, right? So other than Shakur Stevenson, all of these kids got some flaws, right? And Shakur is scary, dog. It's scary because he just getting better and better. And I know a lot of people, well, he ain't fought nobody. he fights solid competition. He might not be fighting the best because they don't want to fight him, but he's fighting solid enough competition for me to know. Matthew Valentine. Wait, I think I missed. Hold on, I missed somebody. Did I miss anybody? Okay, yeah. My man Matthew Valentine off in that super chat, always coming through every day showing love. He said, we don't know who the best at 135 till they all fight. Nobody knows. He said, I got Tank, fam. Man down, bomb squad, black fighters, period. And salute to my man Matthew Valentine, man. He riding with Tank till the fucking wheels fall off. And yeah, and like my man Matthew Valentine said, man, we don't know who the best at 135. That's why I wish that they can just have a tournament, right? Have a tournament and let them all go at it. But you got guys like Ryan Garcia, right? You got guys like Ryan Garcia that don't want to fight the best, right? He don't want to fight Devin Haney. He making excuses. Then you got then you got guys like Tank that seem like he want to fight everybody now, but he got a promotional team behind him that's talking about that they have a plan for him and they don't want him to fight none of them dudes. And it's all. And then you got the promoters, you know, that you can't make the fight because promotional. It's all fucked up, man. It's all fucked up. But and then we got my man. Hold on, real quick, y'all. Let me get to this super chat. We got my man Paul Carrick. What's going on, man? Salute to you. He says, loving the work, fellas. Keep up the great work, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the support. Definitely. Yeah, man. So that's what we are missing, right? Because we can sit up here all day and everybody has an opinion about who's the best and, you know, their top 5 rankings and so on. But like my man said, we can argue about it as much as we want, but we'll never know. You feel me? We'll never know. We will never know until they all fight each other. But hopefully, you know, after Teofimo Lopez, if he gets past George Kambosos, and I think he will get past George Kambosos, hopefully we can see him and Devin Haney fight me, right? And I think the winner between him and Devin Haney, you got to rank them number 1 without a shadow of a doubt.
Number 1 and number 2 to me, King. Number 1, number 2.
I'm saying the winner, you got to rank him number 1. Yeah. And then, I don't know if you can rank the loser number 2, depending on how the fight goes.
I'm talking about right now, them going up against each other, number 1 against number 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You mean if them going up against each other. Yeah. Now, I also want to see how Lomachenko looks against Nakatani. Because if Lomachenko goes out there and he look rejuvenated and he goes out there and just, you know, dominates Nakatani, and we can see, because some things you can see with your eyes. We can see, okay, Lomachenko just wasn't right on that night or something. You know, he back. He go out there and dominate Nakatani, and we got to put him somewhere up at the top of the list. You feel me? Because he is the most proven out of all of them. Let me see who else. Slide Tendencies 87 say Tank don't want to fight the best. Man, I felt like that myself for a while, but Tank actually do want to fight those guys now, man. He do. Tank want to fight the guys. So when we speak about Tank, we have to realize that his team around him don't want to fight the best. We got to go back to the things that when every time you hear Leonard Ellaby talk, Tank Davis, Tank, he the best fighter in the world, you know. You know, what about Tank fighting Teofimo and Tank fighting Devin Haney? Well, you see, no. You see, Tank Davis, he don't have to fight none of those guys. All those guys, they worried about what Tank Davis is doing. All those guys, they need to fight Tank. Tank don't need to fight none of those guys. See, we got a plan for Tank. You know, Tank Davis is a superstar. We got a plan for Tank, and Tank. All those guys, they need Tank. So that's, you know, you gotta listen to what Leonard Ellaby is saying. It ain't Tank Davis that's saying that. It's them. They're drilling that into Tank Davis's head. You don't need to fight them. They want you. We got a plan for you. We're going to do this and we're going to do this and we're going to fight. We're going to go around and we're going to still make more money than everybody. That's their plan. They don't give a fuck about Tank's legacy, right? At the end, and a lot of people say, well, they care about Tank and they want him to make a whole lot of money. They probably do. Because at the end of the day, if Tank makes a whole lot of money, well, then who else makes a whole lot of money? They make a whole lot of money, right? That's the promoter. The promoter wants his fighter to make a whole lot of money because in return, they're going to make a whole lot of money, right? I wish that Tank wasn't. Hold on, damn. Man, I gotta remember to cut that doorbell thing off or change it when I'm on live because that shit damn near made me jump. But anyway, they'd have to. I wish that Tank Davis wasn't. Sometimes I wish that Tank Davis wasn't with the money team. You feel me? Because I think that we would have got a lot bigger fights with Tank Davis. I mean, like the names, right? We would have got a lot of these fights with Tank Davis if he wasn't over there. If he didn't have to go by their plan. Tank Davis, he's handcuffed. He can't do nothing but what they tell him to do, right? And we know how Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather act. They're not the type of promoters that's going to say, okay, who do you want to fight next, right? What do you want to do? And then Tank Davis say, okay, well, I want to fight Teofimo next. Okay, if that's the fight you want, that's the fight we'll make. They don't work like that. They don't work like that. They on some type of, okay, you need to listen to what the fuck we telling you. You're going to do what we want you to do because we're going to get you rich. And then they have the perfect example to use. You see Floyd Mayweather, if he hadn't to listen, do you think that he would be as rich as he is? We're trying to get you where Floyd is at. We're trying to get you Floyd Mayweather money. Forget what all those other guys is talking about. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about what the fans are saying. We got a plan for you, Tank. And what you think he gonna do? What you think he gonna do? He don't have no other choice but to listen. And then at the end of the day, in the back of his mind, he like, damn, they gonna get me Floyd Mayweather money? I ain't got no choice but to listen. I don't have no choice. Maybe I do want to fight some of these guys and I do get aggravated, but I got to listen to them because they saying that they going to give me Floyd Mayweather money if I just follow their blueprint, if I listen to what they say, right? And then another thing, Tank is handcuffed. That's what I want y'all to know because I don't like some of the fights that they make with Tank. But another thing y'all need to realize, right? If Tank acts up, right? Use Gary, we're going to use Gary Russell as an example. Gary Russell, brother, he come over here all the time. My man Batman be on here all the time. And Batman has let everybody know that due to Gary Russell and Floyd Mayweather, right? Gary Russell went at Floyd Mayweather. First he went at Tank Davis. Floyd Mayweather had some things to say, and Gary Russell went at Floyd Mayweather, right? After that whole situation, Batman let us know, like, they blackballing us. They blackballing Gary. Floyd Mayweather he went to Al Heyman, and he's pretty much blackballing Gary Russell. That's why we don't see Gary Russell with no fight dates. That's why we don't see Gary Russell getting no fights like that, right? So with that being said, think about Tank Davis. If Tank Davis go and act up, nah, fuck that. Do all, this and that. When Tank Davis did act up, what happened? What happened? They shut that shit down real quick. Tank Davis can't go against Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe because Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Mayweather, they're like this with Al Heyman. They like this with Al Heyman. He fuck up his situation with Al Heyman, what's gonna happen? And he in contract with them. We don't know what his contract look like. So that's one thing that we got to look at with Tank Davis. I know that Tank Davis don't articulate his words, right sometime. And a lot of things that a lot of times when Tank Davis has an opportunity to call these guys out and he don't do it, I don't like that shit. But then a lot of the shit that he's saying, I'm like, damn, That's the same shit that I just heard Leonard Ellaby say in his last interview. So most of that shit, all he's doing is repeating what Leonard Ellaby said. You got to understand, Tank Davis been with them since he was young. A kid, basically he was a kid, 21, 20 years old. So Tank Davis you can be influenced by who you're around, right? You don't think he influenced by Mayweather and Leonard Ellaby? And these kids now, they look at money as everything. Money is everything. The way these kids is coming up in boxing now, and the way that they see Money Mayweather, they really didn't even know who the fuck Pretty Boy was and all of that. Money is everything to them. They legacy and letting their nuts hang and showing that they're the best, that don't really mean a lot to these fighters nowadays, like it did when we was coming up in the game. It's all about the bread, When you got your mentor that's preaching to you, fuck all that. It's all about this money. No matter who you fight, as long as you make the most money. Well, I mean, of course. And salute to my man Matthew Valentine off in the building again. He says Tank has a team. Listen, this is how boxing works. We know this. Why didn't Bud get the hard fights? Boxing business and politics agree. Yeah, man. Real talk. And Speak Your Mind Boxing off in the building. He says, ETB, good stuff, fam. Keep grinding and big up to Money Brown TV. He sent me here and I'm sub for good. I like what I hear. Smash the like button, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And y'all smash that like button. It don't cost you nothing to smash the like button. And salute to my man Matthew Valentine, always showing love once again. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, that's just how I see it, man. I wish that, we didn't. We got a plan for Tank. I wish that it wasn't a plan that was blocking a lot of these fights, but at the end of the day, man, what can you do? What can you do, man? You can't blame it all on Tank because they sitting there telling you they self, And when you really break it down and look at how they move and who's in charge, they in charge. Tank ain't in control of shit over there. Tank can tell them who he wants to fight, but at the end of the day, it's up to Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather. That's what it is, man. But man, anything else you want to spit on this situation before we move on, Money?
Yeah, I'm gonna touch on the Tank situation. I look at it like this: what they doing for Tank is making Tank one of the big stars in the game. When you look at Tank, all these big fights, all these fighters 22, 23 years of age, them dudes ain't going nowhere. Yes, we want the fights to happen. When you look at them fights go be there. So what they do is put Tank in position to be the A side, hands down, like 6:30. We just seen them try to fight Ryan Garcia. That fight got fucked over. We see Teofimo Lopez and Bob Earn. They saying Tank ain't the A side, so that shit gonna be a conflict of interest. What network they go fight on here or there. So when I look at Leonard and I look at Floyd, I don't look at it as Tank being control and not being able to open up his mouth on what he wants because he wanted Barrios and now he got Barrios and that's a 140 pounder and that's gonna be a hell of a fight. But at the end of the day, it's about building the popularity. Yes, it's about making the money, but it's about making your pay-per-view attraction. So when it's time to make them big fights happen, right? It's gonna be a bang for their buck. And I look at it as smart moves on the chessboard. You got to move smart in this game. When you look at him, Tank had big fights out there, but he don't get no credit for them. So when I look at the situation, I like what they doing with him, but I do want to see him fight these names. You feel me? But at the end of the day, when we look at Devin Haney, a big fight, Teofimo Lopez, a big fight, right? The only one that we can say that's aging out is Lomachenko. That's probably the only one. But when you look at all these young stars, all they has growing up and all they has making their name even more bigger. So neither one is going nowhere no time soon. No time soon. So they putting Tank in a position from 130 to 140 to be the biggest young star in the game, right? Making millions of dollars, becoming the pay-per-view attraction. So when those fights do take place, you know what I mean? And that's how you're supposed to build the fighters. That's how you're supposed to build the fights. Now, could they have been taking place? Yes, they could have. But in the future, when their names are even bigger, and maybe he a champion and he a champion, they put that shit together, it's gonna be a bang. You feel me? It's gonna be on a different level, on a different plateau. Because right now, we can say this, but them kids, they ain't known like that. It ain't like they known to pull in the dollars that they looking for the promoters. And we know that's what the promoters want to do, fill up their goddamn coffin. There ain't no secret in the boxing game. Everybody want to fill up their coffin. But when you look at what they did with Gervonta Davis, where he was at and where he at now, they did a great damn job with him. You feel me? So who a Tank? It ain't that he's afraid to talk to them. It's just that why go against the grain when the grain is good and they doing everything that they say they gonna do. And that's how you're supposed to do. When you got a good ass team, guess what you do? You listen. You feel me? You listen. They laying out the blueprint. You follow it. You execute. Now you got a big fight coming up on pay-per-view, a second pay-per-view, and we'll see how that shit go. But I still look at it like this. You got the young fighters out there for him to fight. They all young and ain't going nowhere. And then I still believe Tank will fight all them boys in the future. But we just gotta wait to see how it play out. So we will see.
Yeah, I mean, me and Money gonna disagree on. I disagree on what he said, but he got his opinion on that situation. I got my opinion on that situation. I feel like that. I don't feel like that Tank Davis. I don't feel like that Tank Davis. I know that Tank Davis didn't ask for the Barrios fight for one, because I heard from somebody behind the scenes that's in his camp that Tank Davis had nothing to do with that Barrios fight. They brought that fight to him, and he was just kind of basically like, okay, well, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If that's what y'all want from me, that's what I'll do. So I mean, so my take, if that's Tank Davis, like, okay, these are the fights that I want, and none of them are the top guys in his weight division, I'm not going to agree with that. I can't agree with that. But like I said, I don't think that stuff is Tank Davis is doing. I think that Tank Davis got a problem with a lot of that stuff. I think that he wants to fight them dudes, but they got a plan for Tank. I don't like they plan for Tank. I don't like how they moving him, because my position is I'm a fan. I pay to go see these guys. I paid to watch these guys on TV, right? So with that being said, the business and how they moving, I'm not going to sit there like, oh, I love how they moving. I don't care about the business. I want to see the best fight the best, and that's it. But like I said, that's a whole different story. Blue Blood, what's happening with it? Blue Blood Sports TV off in the building. What's good with it? Shit. Coach say Tank doing exactly what Canelo doing. But I think that Tank Davis is, what is he? Almost 27 years old. How old is Tank? Tank Davis is, let me see. Yeah, so Tank Davis will be 27 in November. So he's 26 years old, be 27 in November. Yeah. It's time. Like, when you look at the greats in boxing, by his age, they've already fought the best. They've all, what I'm saying? By the time they get his age, they've already, because he was a champion at 22 years old. He was a champion at 22 years old. So, yeah, but like I said, we could go on about that all day. Y'all done heard me and Money go back and forth on that situation, but it is what it is. Mike, what's happening with it, Mike? Let me know, Mike, when you get that PlayStation 5, so we can get down on that mat. But it is what it is. Like I said, right now, y'all, we don't have time for me and Money to go into World War IV with this situation, because y'all already know how me and him get with this situation. But let's move along, man. I want to talk about Jermell Charlo and Jermell Charlo girlfriend. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about Jermell Charlo and Jermell Charlo's girlfriend. And I'm gonna read you. We already know, Jermell Charlo was cooning. You feel me? We already know Jermell Charlo was cooning. Wasn't the first time he been cooning. And I think we pretty much know what Jermell Charlo had to say when Deontay Wilder was on the PBC Live doing his interview, right? And Wilder was talking about basically how he's getting treated in boxing. And basically, to sum it up in so many words, he was basically saying if he was a white man or a different race, like, he wouldn't be getting treated like he's been getting treated, right? That's just what it is, And how, everybody's covering their eyes and looking over all of the cheating that Tyson Fury has done. If that was a black man, it'll be a whole different story. People wouldn't be covering their eyes and criticism, So he's basically was putting it out there like, yeah, it got a lot to do with race, right? It has a lot to do with race. So Exactly. Like Mike on Sports said, Jermell Charlo. And that's what I was talking, that's what I was telling y'all about, right? When Jermell, I think it was a live that Jermell Charlo did, right? That's what I was telling y'all, Jermell Charlo, this ain't the first time he been cooning. This ain't no just, oh, I just started cooning, you know, just because I don't like Deontay Wilder. See, a lot of people trying to, I don't know, I'm not going to say that y'all trying to take up for Jermell and say, oh, well, he just saying that because he doesn't like Deontay Wilder. That might be a little bit of the part, but that don't have nothing to do with this man as a coon, and he been a coon. And I fuck with the Charlos, but I got to keep it 100. I got to keep it 100. And I'm glad that Mike on Sports, and make sure that y'all go subscribe to Mike on Sports. I'm glad that he brought that up because I was trying to figure out where I saw it at, right? Now, Jermell Charlo was doing, I think it was a live that he was doing, right? And it was when people were talking about the Black Lives Matter and you know, the injustice that was going on, and he got pissed off and was like, nah, don't come in here with that shit. All lives matter. All lives matter. And I said, oh, damn. Okay. This nigga's a coon, right? But, you know, I talked about it, and it was crazy because as far as I know, I'm one of the only ones that talked about it on my show. I came and I talked about it, right? I didn't really cook him like that. I didn't cook him, but I talked about it and I got on his helmet, right? So we let that go. You know, if most people didn't know about it, if you did know about it, you let it go or you forgot about it. But this time, he came on and he reminded everybody, yes, I'm a coon. Yes, that's what I am, right? So, and it's not about if Black Lives Matter is not real or none of that stuff, Jamal Muhammad, right? I know what's behind that shit. But that wasn't the point, right? That's not the point. But anyway, I think we all get the point. But anyway, so let me read what Jermell Charlo's girlfriend had to say, right? Now, Jermell Charlo's girlfriend is not black, right? And I'm just letting y'all know this so y'all know when we read what she said. And I don't care if she's purple or black. I don't care what color his girlfriend is. But I'm just letting y'all know. So when I read this, what she had to say, so y'all would know, right? She says, Wilder needs to stop being a pussy and get his win back and stop making excuses. Tyson won fair and square. Nigga, you got stopped. Towel was thrown in. Put some respect on Fury's name because his talent, not because he's white privilege. So you shut the fuck up because we don't give a fuck. And tune in July 27th. My nigga about to be undisputed. Now, first of all, like I said, why are you letting your girlfriend hop on Twitter or whatever, you know, in grown folks' business? First of all. Second of all, why are you letting your bitch get out of pocket, right? Because that's what she is. She a bitch because that's what the fuck she on there acting like. Why are you letting her get out of pocket and talking about some nigga this and nigga that? Right? Why? That shit is not even, that shit ain't even like, that ain't cute. You know what I'm saying? A Mexican girl going on there. And like I said, I don't have nothing against no race, right? But that shit ain't like, nah, that don't slide. You on there talking about my nigga this and nigga, you acting like a pussy. Like, what? Bitch, if you don't get the fuck off this goddamn Twitter right now and get in pocket and stay in your lane. But see, she got a big ass mouth. Jermell Charlo, he can't control her. And, you know, I don't get into nobody's personal business, but that's why he be putting hands on her. But that's a whole different situation. So don't quote me about that, but like, I ain't going to get into that. But, you know, you can't control, you can't keep your, why are you in this man's business, right? These is two grown men. Why the fuck are you in their business? Bitch, you out of pocket, and Jermell Charlo is out of pocket for letting her get on there and be out of pocket. First of all, he should have been like, look, you know, chill out, baby. That's between, you know, that's between me and Deontay Wilder or whatever. That ain't for you to comment on. Right? Come on now. Talk to me. Like for real. And y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that like button. Like you don't get into grown man business. The fuck is you talking about? And then you got a nerve enough to call that man a bitch or a pussy. And then gonna talk about put some respect on Tyson Fury's name. So is that why Jermell Charlo be cooning? Does he have to show his girlfriend, her family? Oh, I'm not like them. I'm not like them. Do he? Because I mean, he went out of his way to cool because Deontay Wilder was talking about a lot of shit. If he didn't like Wilder, he could have just went on there and say, "Hey, Wilder." He could have just went on there and said, "Hey, Wilder, Fury gonna fuck you up again." He ain't have to go out of his way to say, "Oh, it has nothing to do with race, this, and that." So like I said when I did my live, what was it, last week? After he said that shit, I told y'all what it is. I know exactly why he said that shit. And it didn't have nothing to do with because I don't like Deontay Wilder. It had more so to do to show people, hey, I'm trying to gain this fan base. I know that if I separate myself from, the black people, if I separate myself from them and let y'all know that, I don't think like them, well, y'all gonna back me, right? Because now what y'all seen, I don't even think it's been a week yet, right? Now what y'all have seen is a lot of fans that are not black, right? Now they are really rooting for Jermell. They're backing Jermell. They taking up for Jermell, right? That's what he wanted. Don't let that man play, y'all. That's what he wanted. Just like when you see the president come on and try to cater to black people, right? When you know what I'm saying, when you see the president come on and get to dancing the fucking rap music and when he's rallying for a vote, right? He don't give a fuck about you. He wants you to look at him, right, and say, okay, we're going to ride with him because, he's different. He's different. That's what the president does. All Jermell Charlo was doing the same shit that the president does when he get on there dancing with black folks and holding black babies and acting like a fucking monkey and shit to get everybody to be a goddamn fool and get their vote and then turn around and stab you in your back. That's the only thing that Jermell Charlo was doing. You feel me? Some real cool shit. He wants the acceptance of the white man. We've seen that for years and years, with certain type of black Mexicans do it too, right? They'll get to cooning because they want the acceptance of the white man. Like I said, I don't have no problem with nobody race, but I got a problem with buck dancing and cooning. And his wife and his girlfriend, like, the bitch is out of pocket, straight up. You know what I'm saying? She out of pocket and she disrespectful. You don't get on there and call no another man no pussy, right? You don't get it on there and call no another man a pussy unless you are willing to sit back and watch your man get his motherfucking ass beat, right? Because if I'm Deontay Wilder, I'm stepping to Jermell Charlo and I'm acting like, okay, you let her call me a pussy. Now I'm gonna pretend like you called me a pussy. Now I'm gonna take it out on you. I'm gonna take it out on you. You couldn't control your lady. Now I'm gonna take that shit out on you. If I'm a pussy, well, I'm gonna beat your ass right in front of her and show her how much a pussy I really am. Straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? But man, shit crazy, man. Let me and shout out to everybody that I missed it in that I missed in the chats. But man, Money, let me let you cook on this situation, man. Money.
Yeah. That's some crazy shit she said.
Well, hold on. Derek Wallace talking about blacks always use a race card for everything. Shut the fuck up about race. Now, you ignorant son of a bitch. First of all, these is facts. If you sit up here and tell me and try to act like, oh, race doesn't matter, race don't exist, you a goddamn fool. And you need to take your ass back to where the fuck you came from before you hopped on this live. Go ahead. Go ahead, Money.
Yeah, we ain't worried about that fool, man. But that woman's so out of pocket, bro, it don't make no sense. her out of pocket. But when Jamal girlfriend was finna whoop her motherfucking ass, right? And he over there, Jermell getting mad. And my bitch gonna whoop your bitch ass. And she gonna whoop your bitch. Tell your bitch, I know what she said. I know she. Man, listen. Telly would drag that girl from wall to wall. You feel me? From wall to wall. Like Coach said, Jermell ain't gonna say that shit in Wilder face. And she better hope that she don't run into Telly. I'm telling you. Because Telly gonna beat the shit out of her ass. Period. But for one, it's like you say, Charlo, ain't no way you should be letting your girl get on there saying all this stupid ass shit. Cause you sitting up here because y'all young, got some little money and shit. The bitch thinks she untouchable. No, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Like when he said what he said to Wild on that situation, bro, you should never. He was out of pocket for testing that shit on there anyway, bro. But coming on there, you know what I'm saying, knowing the situation, knowing it's certain things that you just don't do. But sometimes, you know, shit go to your head blow up. You know what I mean? You fit to be undisputed, you fit to go fight for the undisputed title. You know, the spotlight on you and shit like that. You're trying to grow your fan base and all this shit. But these same motherfuckers that you're trying to snatch up to get on your bandwagon gonna be the same motherfuckers that's gonna tear your ass down as soon as you say some shit that they don't like.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So motherfuckers you trying to impress don't even like you in the first place. These motherfuckers ain't right now one good story about you until you came out and said what the fuck you said. And it's still fake love. But for your woman to come out and go on Twitter and add a man that you don't know, never had a conversation with. This man never did shit to you, never said nothing derogatory or fucked up about your man or none of this shit. Only thing he did was show love. And for you to get on there and show the disrespect that you showed, right? And your ass ain't even a fucking Fury fan. Get the fuck out of here somewhere. You can't tell us Fury last 5 motherfucking fights. So I ain't trying to hear that shit. So for you get on there and try to say some shit to try to fit in or paint a narrative, you don't look like you say, you don't look like nothing but an ignorant bitch. That's what you is. Period. So if you want to call grown ass mans out their name, you damn sure get called out your name. Talking about nigga, my nigga this, your nigga, you ain't gonna do shit. You know what I mean? Just a motherfucker that's riding the spotlight and better hope he don't kick your ass to the curb. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at the situation, bro, that's what's going on with the world now, right? And I love all women, right? But sometimes you let these women control your motherfucking ass to where you soft as a motherfucker. You feel me? Because certain shit you just don't do, and certain shit you just don't say, especially at certain times, bro. So you know, Wilder ain't gonna look at that shit, but he gonna look at it. He gonna laugh. And Jermell, once you see Wilder, you gonna have to answer to what the fuck you been saying. You understand me? Because Wilder go approach your ass, and you better hope you look skinny ass woman ain't around when Telly see her, because Telly go drag her ass. You feel me? So I just look at the shit as it's just pure bullshit. But that's what these motherfucking haters want. They want to see that type of shit, and they want to see us come and react how we reacting, so they can run back and have some shit to use. You see me? So they'll come on. Oh man, they said this about Jermell. Oh, they don't like Jermell. Oh, look what they doing. Oh, they saying they like this fighter, they like that fighter. But as soon as they say this, look what they say. Look at this. We love you, Jermell. Yeah, right. All lives matter. Yeah, this, and use that shit to fit their narrative when they don't give a fuck about that man. You can go out there and get your ass knocked out against Brian Castano. They go jump clean off their motherfucking bandwagon and praise Brian Castano. You feel me? So at the end of the day, bro, you know, everybody go get like he go get that wake up call again. Like he riding that hot air balloon bubble right now. Rest in peace to the great Paul Mooney. But that nigga wake up call will be coming to his ass real soon. You know what I'm saying? It'll be coming to him real soon. So at the end of the day, you know, he go have to pay for the shit that he been saying. Like, and that don't mean nothing bad will happen to the man like that. We're not wishing nothing bad on him. But every time they try to do some shit like what he's trying to do for no apparent reason, out of nowhere, out the blue, you know what I mean? That nigga wake up call go come to him. You feel me? And for the people in the chat, listen, certain shit y'all can't even speak on if you're not black. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. If you ain't black, certain shit you ain't gonna understand and you ain't gonna know. And I ain't here to try to make you understand and know shit. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, man, it's bullshit, it's disrespectful, it's uncalled for. Like I say, when you out here you shooting darks and shots at motherfuckers that never said nothing disrespectful to you and only show love to you, right? And you out here you saying all this shit to try to paint a narrative of a bullshit narrative that don't nobody fucking believe, right? Nobody believe this shit. You know what I mean? But like I say, man, the nigga wake up call to come, and it usually comes sooner than later, bro. Sooner than later. So, and I remember when you was about to fight Tony Harrison, and Deontay Wilder got y'all posted on his Instagram saying he can't wait for this fight. It's gonna be one hell of a fight. You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like some of this shit just be mind boggling, bro. And these dudes, man, they just be out of tone, man. They just be out of tone. Like they start getting a little money and shit, and that shit start going to their head, bro. You know what I mean? They start going to their head. They start saying different shit, and they start trying to fit in with different crowds and all that shit. To where, man, you're not. They don't look at you no different, man. They don't look at you no different. You still gonna be a nigga at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So when it come down to it, bro, like I say, it ain't gonna stop what Wilder doing. Wilder, he's focused on what he has to do. And I'm loving all of the true colors, Key. I'm loving for everybody to come out and show your true colors. Let us know where you stand.
I'm not fucking with him no more.
So when Wilder get out here and he get this motherfucking title back, and when he knock Fury the fuck out, you know what I'm saying? Because my book is full of every motherfucker that's dissing Wilder. My book is full. I know everybody that said something. I know everybody that's not riding for him. And when he get this title to become two-time WBC heavyweight world champion, right, and start this new reign on his way to be undisputed that everybody wants so bad. Everybody want undisputed so bad. Remember this, y'all motherfuckers dying, and y'all, oh, it's a disgrace to boxing. Oh, he stopped this and he stopped that. When he get this title, you motherfuckers want undisputed so bad. I'm gonna try to stick to that shit. But I mean, the book steady just, names just steady piling up, and I will be going down the list looking for everybody excuse and apology. And if there's no apology, yeah, you motherfuckers over here for Monty Brown. Trust and believe it. The list is just steady piling up. You feel me? So at the end of the day, bro, we ain't gonna agree with this shit. It's pure bullshit. And where it come from, man, I really don't know, man. I really don't know.
I know. You know what I'm saying? Coon gonna be a coon. The troll killer, Mr. Shelton, off in that super chat. Appreciate you. He say they still ain't gonna buy his pay-per-view. They show the fuck ain't. They show ain't. You feel me? And my man Matthew Valentine.
And let me say this, Key. And Earl coming to 154 too.
If he there, Earl gonna beat his ass. If he there with them belts, it's gonna have to go down. Earl already pretty much let you know.
Yeah.
Matthew Valentine in that super chat once again. He says Mel low key hating on Spence probably. I don't think it got nothing to do with Spence, but I just think that's just what it is. We got to take some shit for what it is, And Shady Girl said, I was reading this comment, and she said, I have regular showtime, and I'm still going to stream the fight. She said she got regular showtime, and she ain't even going to give him no view on showtime. She's still going to stream that shit.
Right. Let me say something, Keith. Let me say something. To kill a 154 look like you're in Brooklyn, New York, right? You talking about accept the loss and adjusting. Listen, man, that man training for what the fuck? Y'all want to keep bringing up these excuses. Oh, he said this excuse. He said this. All right, listen, the third fight is on now, homie. The third fight is on. So y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to say. The third fight is on. That's all that matters now. And that's all that Wilder said to me. He said he ain't worried about none of that shit. The only thing that matters is this third fight, and he wanted back in blood. So yeah, we'll see what happened after July 24th or 21st, keep whichever one. Yeah, we like I say, keep the same energy, homie.
Right. And my man Drew Tight, he say, nah, fuck that. He says, I hope he lose every fight moving forward. I'm not being fair about it. He needs to be picture perfect from now on. Fuck him and his smut. Real talk, man. I feel you, man. I ain't gonna lie, dog. I was thinking about that shit earlier, Drew Tight, and I said, man, I kind of hope fucking Brian Castano beat his motherfucking ass now. I ain't gonna lie. I was saying that shit to myself this morning. I was thinking about, the whole situation because, like I said, this ain't the first time. Like Mike Ross, but from Mike on Sports came in here, and Mike Ross, he came in here and said, he reminded me, because remember Money when I was telling you about how Jermell Charlo had a history of doing shit like that? Remember when I was talking to you about that?
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of from, what I seen it from. And then he came and he reminded me, like, yeah, when that whole Black Lives Matter, he got pissed off and talking about, oh, nah, it's all lives matter. Don't be coming up in here with that shit. It's all lives matter. I said, okay, yeah. So You know,
but I ain't gonna wish his downfall. I ain't gonna say I want him to lose his fights and none of that because Wilder ain't gonna want him to do that. But like I say, that nigga wake up moment go come in. It ain't gonna even have nothing to do with the boxing ring. It ain't gonna have nothing to do with the boxing ring for that wake up call. There's gonna be something outside the ring. There's gonna be a certain situation that's gonna happen to his ass. Ain't gonna have nothing to do with the boxing ring.
and like I said, Brian Castano ain't no punk though. Brian Castano can fight. So his motherfucking wake up call it just might come sooner than you think it might be. Cause we gonna see, you know, he lose another fight. We gonna see how you know all his so-called new fans move on him. Let me get this Zenith 360 off in the building. He says, salute Mel, not on Showtime, he Fox, Mall Showtime. Oh, so is that? Yeah, you right. Mel is fighting on show. Wait, yeah. Mel is fighting on Fox.
19,
Fox?
Yeah, Jermell fighting on Fox.
And Jermall fighting on Showtime.
Showtime.
And that's the weekend after this next weekend. Jermall. Yeah, Smooth Groove boxing off in the building. What's happening with it, homie? Always showing love and support. He said, I hope he gets KD when she went on the promoting. He says, I hope he gets KD. When she went on, they're promoting his fight with that hate. That did it for me. Let's go, Brian. He said, yeah, he said he pulling for Brian Castano too, man. For real. And like I told y'all before, Jermell Charlo, he don't rep for Houston like that. I got family out in Houston, and they say the city like kind of lightweight, not even fucking with him because he don't rep for Houston. This nigga want to be from Hollywood. He be repping Cali and I got a house and I'm out here in Beverly Hills and you know. But yeah, man. So yeah, man, that whole situation, man. You got anything else you want to cook on that situation before we move on?
No, I'm tired of even talking about giving that as a little life.
Right. So anyway, man, let's talk about Jermall Charlo, man. Let's talk about Big Jermall Charlo, right? Jermall Charlo, man, he been in the news a lot. Man, for all of the wrong reasons. It has nothing to do with the same reasons that we talking about Jermell Charlo, because one thing that we got to do is we can't group the Charlos together. That shit that we just got done talking about, that was Jermell Charlo. That has nothing to do with Jermall Charlo, right? Jermall Charlo, he don't even seem like he moved like Jermell Charlo to me when it comes to those type of issues in that type of situation, right? I think they have a whole different type of mindset when it comes to that type of situation, right? But Jermell Charlo, when it comes to in the ring, to me, he's moving like a real boss in the ring. That's one thing I got to give Jermell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? The coolness shit aside, Jermell Charlo is moving like a real motherfucking boss in the ring. He want to fight all the best. He's showing that he's fighting all the best, and he, you know what I'm saying, doing it in spectacular fashion, right? But Jermall Charlo, his last fight, looked great in his last fight, right? But Jermall Charlo resume, you know, it ain't up to par. Now, for years, we have been on here complaining about, we've been on here getting on Canelo Alvarez's head for ducking Jermall Charlo, right? For years, we like, well, he ducking Jermall Charlo. Jermall Charlo want that smoke. He ducking Jermall. So a lot of us have been on here talking about for years how Canelo Alvarez ducked Jermall Charlo in the past, right? Fast forward, that's the past. I do agree that Canelo Alvarez, or as Canelo said, Oscar De La Hoya was stopping those fights from happening. Whatever it was, if it was Canelo or if it was Oscar, whatever it was, he never got in the ring with Jermall Charlo at 154 or at 160, right? But we know that Canelo was under Golden Boy Promotions, right? They was never able to make that fight happen. Now, we got some people say that Jermall Charlo was offered a contract and turned it down. I don't know how true that was, right? I don't know how true that was. If it was true, it's true. If it's a lie, it's a lie. But like I said, all of that's in the past. So we can go back and forth on what happened in the past all day, right? All we know is at the end of the day, they didn't fight. We know that Jermall Charlo wanted to fight with Canelo at 154 and 160, and it didn't happen. But now we got to fast forward, right? And I got on Canelo head about that situation. I flamed him up about that shit, right? But now we got to fast forward, right? And so now Canelo was asked about, would he fight David Benavidez and would he fight Jermall Charlo? And Canelo was like, yeah, why not? I think those are both great fights at 168. I told y'all I want to fight Caleb Plant. I want to be undisputed. Once I fight Caleb Plant and become undisputed, yeah, let's make it happen. Yeah, I'll fight Jermall Charlo. Why not? He says, I'm not with a promoter no more like that. He said, it should be easy for me to make because I can move around like I want to move around. And so they asked him about, is he going to re-sign with Eddie? He says that he loves working with Eddie. He don't know, but he said that it shouldn't be a problem for him to fight none of those guys. He thinks that would be great fights. They asked him about Dudu Andrade, and he said, no. He said, that dude is trash. I'm not fighting no Dudu Andrade. He's trash. He ain't did this shit. He said, basically kind of like, I think Canelo feels about Dudu Andrade the same way that Errol Spence feels about Keith Thurman. He kind of just feels like, man, fuck him. He's corny. I don't like him. I'm not letting him make no type of money, right? So that's just how he feels. Whether it's right or wrong, that's how he feels. But he was adamant with Jermall Charlo, right? He was adamant about Jermall Charlo. He said, yeah, we can make that fight happen. Benavidez, we can make that fight happen, right? So with that being said, Jermall Charlo recently, he's asked about the situation. Jermall Charlo speaks on I think he was on the live and he spoke on the situation, right? He speaks on the situation and he says, Canelo know where I'm at. If Canelo wants to fight me, he has to come to 160 pounds. He know what it is. I'm right here at 160, right? So if he wants this smoke, he know what he got to do. He got to come to 160 pounds. So I said, hold on, man. I had to screen record this shit and run it back. Because I'm like, did I not? Am I listening to this shit wrong? He said Canelo has to go to 160 pounds and fight him if he wants to fight. He knows where I'm at. So I went and I said, damn, bro, we've been advocating for you to fight Canelo for years. Been saying Canelo been ducking you for years. Now the man is like, I'm in a position to make the fight. We can make it happen, after I fight Caleb Plant. It shouldn't be hard to make it happen at all. I'm at 168. Jermall Charlo is a huge dude. Jermall Charlo big as fuck. Jermall Charlo and Chad Ochocinco was standing next to each other, and he's bigger than Chad. So you mean to tell me that you're going to come on here and tell this man that he has to go down to 160 and fight you? Like you the A side? I thought you supposed to be running down on him. I thought you wanted all the smoke, Jermall. I thought you wanted to smoke. I thought you was the one that was supposed to be running down on him. When he tell you come to 160, we can make it happen. You tell him he know where I'm at. He know where I'm at. The fuck is you talking about? What do you mean? Like that shit really threw me off. Jermall Charlo has been moving. He been moving fucked up out here. Like first you call out David Benavidez. You tell the whole world that you'll go to 168 and you'll knock his ass out, right? You'll knock him out. You say, matter of fact, I'm going to 168. Matter of fact, I'm stronger at 168. Y'all don't know what I have to go through to cut weight to get down to 160. I'll be even stronger at 168. I'll knock out David Benavidez. We can make that happen. What's up? Then David Benavidez hears it, and he does exactly what he's supposed to do. Okay, you think you can knock me out? What's popping? Let's make it happen. right? And then he really gets on your helmet and you make 110 excuses why you're not going to fight David Benavidez, right? You made 110 excuses and then you just said, well, he knows I'm not a 160-pound fighter, right? A lot of y'all let him slide on that. Y'all let him slide. Well, I mean, 168-pound fighter. A lot of y'all let him slide on that, right? Well, he is right. He ain't a 168-pound fighter, you know, this, and okay, cool, right? Then he goes back and he start running his mouth again after he told everybody he ain't a 168-pound fighter, right? Then he runs his mouth again. He says that he says that he'll knock out David Benavidez, right? And then he uses Caleb Plant. He says, and I'll knock out Caleb Plant in shit less than that. He said, I think he said he'll knock out David Benavidez in like 6 rounds, right? And then I think he said he'll knock out Caleb Plant in 4 rounds. He said Caleb Plant won't even last 4 rounds with me. Well, you speaking on a whole bunch of 168-pounders for not, and then to run back and say that you're not a 168-pound fighter, right? Now, with this Canelo situation, this was the last straw for me, right? How can you tell Canelo, after begging all this time, then Canelo say, okay, yeah, we can make the fight happen. They bring to your attention to what he says, and then you come back with, well, he know where I'm at. If he wants to fight, he can fight me. He can move down to 160 pounds. He know where I'm at if he wants to fight. I thought you wanted to fight. I thought you were the one who was supposed to want to fucking fight. You got all of us looking like a fucking clown, advocating for you all of these years. Now you gonna come with some shit talking about if he wants to fight, he know where to find me at. He got to come down to 160 and fight me. Nigga, I thought you were the one who wanted to fight. What's going on with Jermall Charlo? What the fuck is wrong with Jermall Charlo? And I'll always rock with the Charlos real heavy, right? I've always rocked, but I can't rock with this shit. I can't run around and say that nobody's ducking you because you acting real funny. Bro, you acting real funny right now. I thought you wanted to fight. I thought you wanted to be great. You should have been saying, look, if Canelo at 168, that's where I'm coming. Let me get this other dude out the ring, right? Let me get Montiel, or I think that's his name. Let me finish him off, right? If you gonna fight Plant, go ahead and fight Plant. If you get past Plant, let's make it happen. I'll go to 168. What's up? That's what a real dog do. But you're talking about if he wants to fight, he can come to 160 and fight me. He know where I'm. What the fuck? Let me get through some of these super chats, man. Let me get through some of these super chats. Let me see. Hold on. Zenith 360 off in the building in that super chat, showing love again. He says, you see the vid of Mel saying he got issues with Maul because he don't hang with his new family and still cool with his baby mama. He says the girl gonna have new beef, gonna have him beefing with everybody, with everyone. He better wise up. Yeah, that's him. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a tender dick ass nigga and let her run him like that, that's on Mel. You know, hey, shit, that's on him. You feel me? Blue Blood say they both fighting on Showtime. He said Mel and Maul. That's what I thought, but I wasn't really sure because I know that Fox hasn't even brought out their schedule. The only fights that we know that's gonna be on, via Fox is the pay-per-view fights with Wilder and Errol Spence. Other than that, they haven't even put out a schedule. But yeah, so Blue Blood cleared that up. They both, Jermell and Jermall, both fighting on Showtime. And let me get this other super chat. My man David Williams off in that super chat. He says, I donate just because your P boxing platform is great. Keep on being you. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate all the love and support, man. Appreciate that. And y'all make sure y'all tune in, man. We on here every day at 12:30 Mountain Time. That's on West Coast. 12:30 Mountain Time, 2:30 Central. and 3:30 East Coast time. So make sure that y'all come and tune in every day. We doing the live shows every day. And my man Big Money Texas off in the building. What's good with you, Big Money? I mean, Big Money Toledo. What's happening with you, Big Money Texas Toledo? He say, Zenith, go super chat versus super chat with me. Let's go. Oh shit. He said he got that big bank. Appreciate you, Big Money Texas Toledo. So look, always showing love. My man Ketty P504 said Marla straight clown. Hey, Big Money Texas Toledo say my money longer than 1 through 10. Man, Macadam one said I can't get jiggy with that shit, bro. Let me see what else we talking about. Sir Ant Bo in the building. What's happening? He said, who Plant fought? Plant versus Charlo. Well, Plant, you know what I'm saying? He got the belt. So y'all sleeping on Caleb Plant, man. I think that him and Canelo gonna be a hell of a fight. Caleb Plant ain't no fucking punk. Caleb Plant not finna lay down for nobody. Native Black Falconty Conversation says, now watch Jermell gonna keep saying and doing stupid shit and lose his next fight. Shit, he just, like I said, Brian Castano's not no punk neither. Brian Castano could fight. Plus, he's active now. We haven't been able to see Brian Castano active for a long time. But yeah, man, it is. And then my money, Big Texas Toledo off in the building again. He said everything boxing, baby. Appreciate you, man, showing love and support. Yeah, Shady girl. See, Shady know her boxing. She know everybody count Plant out. Caleb Plant is a live dog, just like Shady Girl 85 said. He a live dog. But man, money, I want you to cook on this situation, man. How you feel about, what Jermall had to say?
It was mind-boggling to me as well, bro. I'm like, now, but you know Canelo ain't come to no goddamn 160. You know it. And not only that, after Canelo won the fucking title, you tweeted, I'll drop my belt and go to 168. The fans want this fight. The fans want this fight. They need this fight, some shit like that. But then you turn around and say you got to come to 160. So it should be mind-boggling, bro. That's why I don't even take cats' words that serious no more. You feel me? They say one thing and do another. But when we look at the situation, we all know the Canelo fight ain't next for him. They ain't the fight next. But my thing is, why haven't you turned your attention to fucking Demetrius Andrade right there with the fucking title that you say you'll blow his fucking mind? You feel me? That's the big fight for him. Canelo next fight is fucking Caleb Plant, who deserves another fight. I don't know what y'all talking about. He's a world champion. He earned this title, right? He's not giving up his opportunity for no goddamn body. And after that, David Benavidez is in line because you ain't at 168 yet. You saying you're not coming to 168. Canelo say he coming to 160 for one fight, and that man at 147. So, but Canelo did say he will fight Jermall. He never said he didn't want to fight him. He said he'll fight him. Everything that happened at 160, I don't knock nobody that feel like Canelo ducked him at 160 or Andrade or none of that. He was the mandatory this, that. I feel your pain, and I ain't got nothing disrespectful to say to y'all. But right now, we are where we are at the moment. Canelo is at 168 pounds. Jermall Charlo is at 160 pounds. If you want the fight, he got to bring his ass up. You're not calling no shots on Canelo, man. Nobody is calling shots on Canelo. That's just the fact of the matter. Nobody's calling shots on Canelo. He's the top shot at his division. And he pulling in the money, and as we see. So if Canelo say, if you want this fight, you got to bring your ass to 168, you got to take your ass to 168. You know what I mean? But the double talking, bro, it traps you in the corner. It traps you in the corner. You feel me? So it's going to be up to him, bro, on what he want to do. Because I don't think he won a 168 no time soon, kid. I don't think he's going nowhere no time soon. I don't think he's going to reign right there at 160. You feel me? Unless the money take him to 168. But I think he's going to reign just by the way he talk. You feel me? That's why I never believe that shit with the But the David Benavidez situation, I didn't get caught up in that shit, man. A lot of y'all got caught up in that shit. Y'all falling for the hype and all that shit. Don't get me wrong, it's a hell of a fight. But one thing I knew, Al Heyman wasn't headed that way. Al Heyman wasn't ever talking about, and I'm just saying, looking at the signs and symbols, because you don't hear from Al. But the business wasn't headed that way. Jermall Charlo, David Benavidez, that wasn't never the business. No talking, none of that shit. It was a fucking it was a conversation. An interview that forced him to say some shit about David Benavidez, and David Benavidez go shoot right back at your ass. He a real one. You ain't just gonna say no shit about him and he don't come back. He came back at him, which forced him to say some shit back that he wasn't gonna do. That he already said that he didn't mean the shit that he was saying about him being young and the motherfucking COVID shot shit. He already denied that shit. So he just been putting his foot in his mouth, man. Like I say, I fuck with the Charlos heavy, but I wasn't getting mad at nobody who was criticizing his ass about the David Benavidez situation because you brought that up. David didn't speak your name, not at all, not once. You spoke his name, he called your bluff. As a man, like you're supposed to do. Somebody say some bullshit about you, guess what? You call a bluff. He called your bluff. And when he called it, the response wasn't the same. And if you real and you smart and you can read in between the lines, people pick up on that type of shit. And once they pick up on it and it ain't what they want to hear or it ain't adding up to what the fuck you said, then that's what happens. You get the feedback that you get. Before I see him going to 168, I don't see him going to 168 no time soon, bro. No time soon. And that's why I want him to focus on Demetrius Andrade for those reasons. For those reasons and those reasons only. Because you're not moving up. You know it's all bullshit. You feel me? Sound good when you just talking. Shit sound good as fuck. When it's time to make that move, you ain't making that move. And Canelo is, like I say, Canelo making history, man. Motherfuckers can say if they want to say about Canelo Alvarez, or he ain't fighting this fighter, he ain't fighting. The motherfucker still collecting belts, and he's still making history. It'll be the first 168-pound fucking undisputed champion, assuming he beat Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? Or Caleb Plant can be the first fucking undisputed champion at 168. That's a history fight. It's still history in the making. So while people stay talking, oh, Canelo a bitch, Canelo ducking, Canelo don't want to do this, Canelo don't want to do that, Canelo is still becoming bigger and bigger as a fucking star and doing shit that ain't nobody else doing. So when you look at that situation like that, put yourself in the lane to do something different. Put yourself in the lane to make history. Put your name in a position to where you just did something to where you standing out in your division. And becoming a unified champion at 160 is standing out in your division. Beat number 2 at 160 is standing out in your division. Then you got some leverage to talk some shit. Because now, look, I done beat another world champion. I'm standing here, I'm unified champ. 2 fights away from being undisputed. Or could be 1 fight, depending on Triple G fight Murata. You know what I mean? So, it just be a whole lot of smoke and mirrors to me, man. That's why I talk the shit I talk, and that's why I'm going to move how I move. But at the end of the day, bro, you're not calling no shots when it comes to Canelo Alvarez. You're the number 1 cat at 160 pounds. You make it call some shots when it comes to the fighters down there, but that probably don't even go in your favor. Just on the simple fact that you were just a world champion at 160, and he got a title too, so it's different. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, bro, you got to do something to stand out. You got to do something to stand out to put you in a position to where you're doing something different. Because if you ain't doing shit different, then you just like, I ain't gonna say ain't nothing wrong with being a world champion. That is the creme de la creme, become a world champion. But at the same time, you're just gonna be a world champion. You know what I mean? You looking at Canelo, he's unified, fit to be undisputed. Even your little brother, unified, fit to be undisputed. Earl Spence, unified, trying to be undisputed. You sitting here with this one goddamn title, right? That people not even trying to give you fucking credit for. When you can get credit if you go beat Demetrius Andrade. That's credit in itself and snatching another world title where you setting yourself apart, but you're not doing that type of shit. You sitting up here pump faking like you chasing the Canelo Alvarez fight that you know that you're not getting next. We all know that shit ain't next for you or Andrade. But y'all can use that shit and y'all can run off of it and make narrative and talk about it because y'all know y'all not fighting next and the shit sound good. But at the end of the day, the real gonna prevail and that bullshit is only gonna last for so long. You feel me? So at the end of the day, kids gonna come down to his ass doing something to stand out, to prove to the people that he gonna stand behind what the fuck he's saying. Because if not, this is the type of feedback he go get, and it ain't gonna be good. Like they say, all publicity ain't good publicity, homie. And sometimes you motherfuckers can't even handle that shit. So we'll see how they take it, bro.
And Mr. Finesse off in that super chat. Salute to you. He say salute. Everything boxing, salute money. He said Plant gonna give Canelo all he can handle. We seen him in there with good boxers before. Male tripping, he moved funny. Man, that's facts. All facts. And salute to you again, Mr. Finesse. Dog, how can you be fighting Juan Montiel? And no disrespect to Juan Montiel, you know, I mean, he's getting his chance, which I don't know how and why. He's not that level of fighter. That's just what it is, right? But you know, how you gonna be fighting Juan Montiel, dog? 99% of the people in this chat don't even know who the person I just said is. They have no idea who Juan Montiel is. How are you fighting Juan Montiel, right? And then you telling Canelo Alvarez if he wants to fight me, he gotta come to 160. He know where I'm at, bruh. And this man always running his mouth and always backpedaling when somebody put his back up against the wall. What's up with Jermall? I thought it was supposed to be lions only. I thought lions was killers. Come on, bro. Let me get through some of these super chats before I get to because you got to get cooked today. See, we've been taking it easy on you, but you got to get cooked today. Cameron Harrison, what's happening with it? Salute to you in that super chat, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through, showing love and support.
I think he had a message, but I think he did it wrong. I'm gonna go through and find it for you, though. But go ahead, bro.
He had a message. Okay, yeah, find it for me because it don't show nothing. Freddie Pelascos says Jermell Benavidez and Canelo beat Plant. Has no power. Plant was getting caught last fight easy. I'll bet you, bro, 1K. I like this non-biased channel. Hey, like I said, we could bet, dog. We could bet. As far as Canelo,
Cameron, write your super chat in the write it in the text, bro, and I'll tell you what you said.
Yeah. Cameron Harrison, right. If you wrote something, write it in the super chat. I mean, just write it in the messages, and I'll read it off. But y'all sleeping on Plant. Now, as far as Plant versus Jermell Charlo, they're not going to fight, so we can't bet on that. Now, when the Plant and Canelo come around, I'll sure think about betting you on that. But like I said, I'm kind of like Canelo can fight his ass off. You feel me? Canelo can fight his ass off. Plant, to me, is a difficult style matchup for Canelo. But we'll just have to see, man. And then my man, Zenith 360, off in that super chat again, man. He says, Canelo always said he will fight Maul, but never did. Him saying it now means nothing. We trashed Bud for chasing Pac for 7 years. I don't blame Charlo for not making the same mistake. No. Nah, Zenith 360, no.
We didn't trash Bud, so that's wrong.
Nah. And this is not even the same situation at all. Not even similar to the same situation, right? You can't compare Bud Crawford and Manny Pacquiao. Bud Crawford and Manny Pacquiao, they was under the same promotional team. That's a whole different situation, dog.
Yeah, we never trashed Bud for trying to get the Pacquiao. We said was he deserved a Pacquiao fight.
Right.
And he was riding with his promoter who could have given him the fight, but didn't give him the fight multiple times. Like he's saying, nobody trashed Bud for trying to get the Pacquiao fight. And Charlo, you saying not making the same mistake. It's like it's not making the same mistake. It's making the effort to get the motherfucker, bro. If you're saying that shit, it ain't what he's doing. It's what he's saying, bro. He's out here talking about, I'll come to 168, this, that, or no. You got to come to 160. Knowing damn well Canelo ain't come to 160. Knowing you ain't getting the fight next in the first place. That's all I'm saying, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to fight, but you know you're not getting the fight next. You know it. Everybody know what's next for Canelo, bro.
Yeah, and Zenith 360, he say, back in that super chat, appreciate you. He say, Maul admitted, he says, Maul is an admitted troll. He trolling half the time. No, but see, we're not going to give him that excuse like that because Jermall Charlo is a prize fighter. He's the champion, right? He's a champion. You don't get on here and say all type of shit and then he just trolling. No, he's not a fucking troll. He's a prize fighter. He's a world champion. but he ain't acting like one. How are you fighting Juan Montiel and you telling this man that you've been telling the world that you've been chasing him for years? And then when he say, okay, let's make it happen after I fight Plant, you say, you know where to find me at. If you want to fight, come down to 160. Nigga, I thought you wanted to fight. I never heard Canelo screaming, talking about, I want to fight Jermall Charlo. I never heard him say that. I never heard him say, no, I want to fight. Why Jermall Charlo ducking me? I heard you saying that. So I thought you wanted to fight.
Shouts out to Kurt in the building. Keep Kurt in the building.
Huh?
Kurt in the building.
Oh, shout out to my man Kurt Anderson, the boxing historian. What's going on with you, Kurt? Salute to you. So man, let me see what I missed. In Retro Rob TV, salute to you. He says, more like line only. Salute G new sub. He said more like line only. For real, man. The dude be on here, he capping and making up shit. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you. And I seen somebody else said, well, you got to look over the Charlos. They bipolar. Oh yeah, they definitely bipolar. They might come on and do a live right now and call out everybody, right? And then later on tonight, do another live and take all of that shit back. I don't know what's wrong with, like, that shit crazy to me, man. You just looking bad out here. And I'm going to cook you for that shit because you looking bad. If you supposed to be lines only and this and that, first of all, let's break it down. Because I mean, what you said, Money, it made a lot of sense. Do something at 160 since you're saying you don't want to be at 168. Do something great where you at, right? It's guys for you to fight at 160. Okay, cool. But when we break it down, right, we know Jaime Munguia is not going to fight him, right? We know Murata is not going to fight him. Those are fights that you're not going to get. Then we know you're not going to get a fight with Triple G because he flat out just said he's not fighting you, right? So all of them pussy, all of them. They are pussy. We know you're not going to be able to fight none of those guys. And I know Triple G got a belt. Don't Murata got a belt too?
Murata, yeah.
And does Jaime Munguia got a belt at 160?
I don't know if he got the regular or not. I think somebody else probably got it.
Well, he ain't got no real belt. But what, right?
He got the super Triple G got the IBF.
Those three guys are not going to fight you. But we know who is going to fight you. Demetrius Dudu Andrade, he been calling you out. So why people saying that Canelo been ducking you for years, which whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever. We talking about right now. Let's talk about what right now, right? So Canelo pretty much just called your bluff, right? And you took the bait. And you backed down just like you did with Benavidez. Now, we got Dudu Andrade, he been begging to fight you, right? Yeah, we know what happened with the situation with him and your brother, but that was years and years ago. We talking about right now. This is boxing. He has a belt. So for you to be talking about that you'll never fight him, and Money Brown just said that you need to do something great. You need to try to do, well, how can you do something great if I just named the other three guys that's in the division, the big names? Two of them got belts. They're not going to fight you. We know that. And then the dude that has a belt that says that he wants to fight you, he been trying to make a fight with you. Eddie Hearn and them said that they offered you $7 million and y'all turned it down, right? Whether that's true or not, that's what they said. They've been trying. I do know that they have been trying to fight you for some minute now, right? And when you ask about Demetrius Andrade, I heard you say that you will never fight that clown. So with that being said, that leaves 160. You did everything that you had to do at 160, right? Basically, it's impossible for you to become undisputed and do something great at 160. Those other guys ain't going to fight you. You calling out Triple G. He telling you no. He not going to fight you. So with all of that being said, what is your next move? What you can easily walk around at heavyweight. You big as fuck. So you telling me that your next move can't be to go to 168 and do something special? Now all of a sudden, you calling out all these 168-pound fighters. You'll knock out David Benavidez. You'll knock out Caleb Plant even easier. Well, motherfucker, you a 168-pound fighter then. If you can do all of this to the top 168-pound fighters, well, to me, cool. I'm introducing you to the weight class. You are a 168-pound fighter. But all of a sudden, you don't want to be a 168-pound fighter when Canelo says, you know what? I'm free now. I can make fights. I don't have no promoter blocking me from making certain fights. We can make it happen. It should be an easy fight to happen, and I think it'll be a hell of a fight. Now, I'm not a 168-pound fighter. David Benavidez, what's up? You say you can knock me out, show it. Well, I'm not a 168-pound fighter. What the fuck is going on? I thought it was Lions only. Let me read this super chat. Matt self-delete. I'm going to just say Matt. I can't pronounce your last name, but I appreciate you in that super chat.
Matt Cedillo.
Cedillo. Is it Cedillo?
Cedillo. Yes.
He says, I don't think that Plant has the experience for a fight this big. He says, also, I think Canelo's feints will be much too much. I think he meant much too much for Caleb. Canelo high ring IQ. I'm not doubting nothing that Canelo can do. I just think that this is going to be a very tough fight for Canelo, and styles make matches. And I think if any of those guys can beat Canelo, Caleb Plant could be the one.
Give me a Zenith super chat too above that. Zenith sent one too.
I did. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Zenith off in that super chat again. Appreciate you, Zenith 360. He said Canelo did not say Charlo next after Plant. He did. You can't tell me what Canelo said and what he didn't say because I don't know what you was watching, but I watched the interview. Canelo was asked about Caleb Plant, of course, right? He spoke on the Caleb Plant, and then he was asked about Jermall Charlo. He was asked about Doodle Andrade, and he was asked about David Benavidez, right? He said, yeah, after Plant, we can make the fight with Jermall Charlo. We can make it happen. He says, I think that'll be a great fight. And he says, and then they asked him about David Benavidez. They said, well, you said you wouldn't fight Mexicans. Would you fight David Benavidez? He said, why not? He said, I think that's a great fight too. Why not? Right? And then they also asked him about Demetrius Andrade. And he said, no, absolutely not. He said, and he laughed and he said, he's got other plans. And he said, he sucks. Like, no, he's trash. Right? That's what he said. So, I mean, I know what the man said, man. Now, will he fight Jermall Charlo next? Well, no, because Jermall Charlo telling him he got to come to 160. So, Jermall Charlo got to do something, man. If Jermall Charlo want to stick to this Lions only and be great, man, because fighting Montiel, that's already a bad look. Now, Nick Sylvie, that ain't Batman. That's Money Brown TV, man. Batman ain't in the building. Yeah, man, like he looking bad. He got to move different, Money. He got to, like you said, man, he got to do something great. And if him doing something great, he did say that. Why do you keep coming on here talking about he didn't say that? He did say that. Like I said, you might have watched a different interview or something. What I did, I know what he said. He did say that. Wait. Anyway, man, you want to keep coming in here capping for Jermall Charlo? I know what the man said. Yeah, man. So, did you hear that interview, Money? What I'm talking about?
Yeah, he said he can be next. He just said let him get past Caleb Plant. He'll fight them all. He don't. Canelo don't mind fighting him, bro. He said,
"Thank you."
Right now, I'm gonna fight Caleb Plant. After that, it'll be a good fight because it's a big fight. He said it's a big fight, so yeah, he'll fight him.
Thank you. Why you keep talking about he ain't say that? Like I'm just on here just making up shit.
Yeah, he didn't say he'll fight him next. Like he said, oh well, after Caleb Plant, Jermall Charlo is next. Nah, he ain't say, but he said after I get past Caleb Plant, because that's what he got to focus on. That's a tough fight. Caleb Plant ain't no easy fight. That's a tough fight. I can't sit up here and worry about what's after. All he says, let me get past Caleb Plant. If I get past Caleb
yes.
Plant,
They asked him,
I'll fight him next.
They asked him, was he willing to fight Jermall Charlo after that? And he said,
and David Benavidez. And David Benavidez as well.
Exactly. That's exactly what he said. Benavidez, I mean, my man Zen, if he want to come, well, he didn't exactly say those words, but no, that's what he said. You know what I'm saying? He didn't say, oh, I want Jermall Charlo fight next. What's happening? Let's make that fight. No, he didn't say that. They asked him, would he be willing? And he said, yes, why not? He said he thinks that's a great fight. He says it's not, he said he don't see why that fight can't happen. But yeah, man, this shit is crazy, man. What with those other fights, like I said, Money, with those other fights that could be great fights at 160, with him saying that he's not willing to fight my man. Well, it ain't my man because I don't even like Doodoo. With him saying he's not willing to fight Doodoo, right? And Doodoo has a belt. With Triple G saying no. Triple G been telling him no for years. With that fight not on the table. And then we pretty much know that goddamn Murata ain't gonna fight him. He got a belt. Where does he go to be great? He big as fuck. Is 162? Is 168 too big for him?
No, it ain't too big. That's why I say though, his ass got to concede to that Andrade fight. He came out his own mouth tomorrow here fighting and shit. I'll fight you, man. We all know I ain't a matchmaker, man. All I gotta do, is that it makes sense when Andrade pushed up on him the first time in his press conference. Now right. I'm hoping Andrade push up on his ass again at this post conference. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I know people come here and their favorite shit be like, well, who did this guy fight for Canelo? Who did this guy fight for Canelo? This and that. I'm not saying I don't want to see Canelo fight him. He said he will, but we got to keep that same energy, right? We got to keep the same energy. We gonna say Canelo saying, well, he fought motherfucking Abney Yildirim, which I didn't agree with that fight. He know that shit. I was pissed off at that fight. And other fighters that he fought that ain't, big as Jermall Charlo. Let's keep the same energy with Jermall Charlo when he get to talking about Demetrius Andrade, talking about what he did. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't did this. He ain't did that. And he's a world champion. Been trying to fight him as well. So if that's the fight right there in your fucking division to set you apart from everybody, right, to get you buzzing, that's why I say Earl Spence go fuck around and steal. They think I'm joking and bullshit. He go steal that fight from all their ass. You feel me? Because he out there, he making his name and he's fighting top competition. You feel me? You fight top competition and the fans looking at that shit. So you right here, you got top competition right there that you can make happen. Right here with Demetrius Andrade, still a good ass fight, right? Another world champion that's telling you, let's get it in. I'm ready for this shit. You talking about you'll blow his fucking mind and all this shit. Y'all trolling and all this shit. Make that fight happen and set yourself apart from motherfuckers at 160. You know what I mean? That's when we looking at the division. You'll be buzzing. Motherfuckers like, shit, he just beat Andrade. Nigga, he got 2 scraps now. You know what I mean? Now, you ain't got to go to 168. You ain't got to fight Canelo. But you just did something that got you buzzing in these streets. And now, like I said, put pressure on the other champions in the division, especially if Triple G fight Murata and become the unified champion. Even though Triple G saying he'll never fight you, it forces him to have to be in a position to fight the other champion. You got 2 scraps. I got 2 scraps. The fans want undisputed now, especially with the way this year is going. With this fighter fighting undisputed, that fighter getting undisputed, you'll be in a position where the fans are pressure Triple G ass into fight you. Even the sanctioning bodies might pressure his ass into fight you. You never know how shit plays out, bro. But you still got to set yourself apart and do something different to be different. And not saying that you haven't earned a fight with Canelo, but that's not in your fucking, it ain't in your wavelength right now. You have shit right there that can make you special at your division, but y'all niggas not chasing this shit. Now, I mean, y'all want to chase these motherfucking headlines and all this bullshit that ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, people can say what they want to say. Like I say, well, Canelo should have fought him then. He deserved this, he deserved that. Well, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. So what is he gonna do next? What's next? And to answer that question, Key, if he can't get the Andrade fight, the Triple G or the Murata fight, then you got to fight the next best thing out there. And Montiel ain't the next best thing. You feel me? You got to fight the next best thing out there. There's other names out there. Like, they don't screen Danny Jacobs' name no more. Like that's a fight out there. Even though we see Danny Jacobs talking about 175 and all that shit, but his name's out there at 160, bro. If we go down the line, that'll be a more credible fight. Or they can
Eubank Jr. That's a cool fight.
Chris Eubanks. That was once talked about. That fight was once talked about. You know what I'm saying? Say scream Harvey McGill name. See what's up with that fight. Like it's fights out there where you can make a name. You know what I'm saying? To where if you can't get the champions, but at the end of the day, dog, you got to be willing and ready to fight whomever, bro. And the Andrade fight is right there, and that's the fight at 160 for me. That's the fight for me at 160.
Right. Man, you right. And man, Mr. Finesse in that super chat, he says Canelo did not dominate Lara, Trout, or Triple G. This chat overhyping dude. Canelo can fight, but Styles make fights. He struggles with slick boxers. Now, I'm gonna go back again. A lot of people are counting Caleb Plant out, acting like Caleb Plant just some fucking bomb. Y'all gonna be surprised if they make that fight happen. Caleb Plant is a very, very live dog. I'm telling y'all. Styles make fights like my man Mr. Finesse say. Now, I gotta say something to you when you say that he didn't dominate Lara, Trout, or Triple G. What you gotta understand, Canelo is a fucking great fighter. You can't take nothing away from Canelo. I don't think that Canelo is overhyped because Canelo has proven time and time again that he is an A+ level fighter. But the thing is, you got to take into account, Mr. Finesse, when you say Lara, all those dudes that you named, they were at the top of their weight division at that point in time. They were A+ fighters at that point in time when Canelo fought those guys. They were the A+ fighters at the top of that weight division. Now, when you get two top fighters against each other, you're not going to see dominating. You're not going to see domination. When was the last time you seen two A fighters go in and fight each other and you just seen one fighter dominate the other fighter? It's very rare that you see that shit. You feel me? So if they was close fights, that's what they supposed to be. When the absolute best fight the absolute best, you don't see dominating. You don't see one fighter get dominated most of the time. You feel me? Like it's very rarely you see that. What's your take on that money?
Say it again, K. When you said Canelo ain't fighting 8 fighters.
No. I was reading Mr. Finesse's comment. He says Canelo did not dominate Lara, Trout.
Oh, okay, I see.
I said, well, the thing is, I said all of those guys were A-level fighters at that weight division at that time. They were the top fighters. I said when you fight, when you fight another top fighter, you're not gonna see domination.
Let me say this: Lara was undefeated because he beat Paul Williams. Trout was undefeated. Triple G was undefeated. These motherfuckers, like you say, was at the top of the food chain, bro. Just get credit where credit is due. Canelo beat Lara. He beat him. Whether y'all thought Lara won or not, it wasn't no fucking robbery. It was a close fight. So Canelo got the edge. He won. I thought Canelo won. He went out there. Trout was in the fight, right? Hell of a fight, man. Trout just came off of beating fucking Miguel Cotto, a world champion, right? Trout was fighting a beautiful fight. I didn't agree with the open scorecards that I thought it switched up Trout game plan, but nonetheless, Canelo hit that motherfucker, gave him the baby calf legs. He beat Austin Trout when Austin Trout was at his peak. Triple G was at his peak. He beat those dudes, man. Those was top-notch dudes. Y'all got to quit fucking discrediting and start getting credit where credit is due, bro. That's what's wrong with the shit. Y'all want to downplay every goddamn thing and take credit away from a person, man. That shit don't fly over here, bro. And I fuck with you, Mr. Finesse, but that shit don't fly. You got to get Canelo credit for fighting. No, those was top 3, like them 3 bad motherfuckers, bro. You talking about Lara, who reigned for a while, who was at 154, a bad boy. Austin Trout still fighting motherfuckers to this day. You feel me? To me, Trout was one of the best conditioning motherfuckers in boxing and gave everybody a run for their money. Triple G, that motherfucker got a granite chin, knocking motherfuckers out left to right, bro. And I thought Canelo beat him twice. But y'all got to start getting credit what credit is due and stop trying to discredit every goddamn thing for certain reasons, bro. You feel me? So when I look at that situation, that's all experience Canelo got for them dudes, man. He went out there and did what he had to do. He got the W. He got every victory ain't going to be how you want it. You feel me? Every victory is not going to be how you want it. But he went out there and he performed to the best of his abilities, dog. Just think of all the motherfuckers they beat and how many motherfuckers that couldn't beat them. Like he fought these dudes in their prime, bro. And yes, they were A-level fighters. And yes, Canelo is an A-level fighter for the fucking comment I just read tomorrow. Floyd is an A, Canelo. And how's Canelo is not an A-level fighter doing what he's doing in this boxing game, bro? Like it don't make sense. If you go ask his peers and the elite fighters in the boxing game, it's Canelo an A-level fighter, they go tell you yes. Why you sitting out here saying no? Don't put yourself in a position to make you, you know what I mean? Just be real, bro. Just be real. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Shit ain't hard to do, man.
Mr. Finesse, he said everything. I agree. Canelo, he says, can fight. I'm just saying in the chat, they talking like he's on another level. Floyd was on another level. It's not the same. Now, I'm not putting Canelo. You can't put Canelo or none of these fighters on Floyd.
Canelo is on another level, bro. We gotta stop that shit.
Yeah,
yes, he is on another level.
Now you can't put none of these fighters on the level of Floyd Mayweather when he was in boxing. But you got to understand, this is another era right now. We not in the Floyd Mayweather era. Floyd Mayweather been retired now, right? Floyd Mayweather's retired. So that level now is Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, he's not on the level that Floyd Mayweather was, but Floyd Mayweather is retired. He's gone. He's doing other things, right? He told y'all he'll never come back to boxing. He'll never fight again in a real boxing match, right? So he's gone. That was that era. Now we talking about this era. Canelo he at the top of this level. He on another level when it comes to this era, right? And it's going to take somebody to stop him, right? It's going to take, just like it was just like when Floyd Mayweather was up there, it was going to take somebody to beat Floyd Mayweather to bring him down from that goddamn pedestal, that throne. They never could do it. Now, right now, Canelo, if you, just like Money said, if you ask all of the peers, you ask all of the fighters, they're going to tell you Canelo, hell of a motherfucker, like Canelo this. He there. Whether you like him or not, he's there, right? He there. He is on another level when it comes to today. Right? When we look at all the fighters of today, he's on that level. He at the top of the list. You got guys that could take that throne, like Errol Spence. But he is there. He's at the top of he is the top of the elite right now.
Right. Listen, man, an A-level fighter is an A-level fighter. Period. That's it. Like, yes, Floyd is my fucking GOAT. I got him as the GOAT, bro. But an A-level fighter is an A-level fighter. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to put no. If you put a motherfucker in there with Canelo that ain't on that level, Canelo go wash the shit out of him. That's why y'all want to see Canelo fight these certain fighters now, because he's on a different level. And y'all want to see if he can beat these certain fighters because y'all feel like they're on a different level. You feel me? So when we're looking at the situation, bro, we get what you're trying to say. It ain't that, and I know you want to speak your piece, Mr. Finesse, but at the same time, bro, we got to get credit where credit is due. When you see the shit Canelo doing in the ring, everybody's not doing that. Everybody's not doing that, bro. You heard you heard Shakur Stevenson say, I look at Canelo, he look at him and Bud Crawford as A1, A-B. Like he look at their skill set and say, the shit he see is mind-blowing to him. You know what I'm saying? So I listen to these fighters talk about fighters, bro. I listen to the top of the top talk about the top of the top and watch how they praise each other to get a glimpse of how good a motherfucker really is. You feel me? So at the end of the day, dog, we just got to start getting credit where credit is due. Like I say, don't. And this, not saying y'all doing this, but sometimes y'all can rob yourself out of greatness, bro. Y'all can rob yourself out of greatness because these dudes are going down in the history books. The shit that they doing is great. You understand me? But y'all be listening to other people trying to hold people to certain standards. Oh, well, he haven't done this, he haven't done, and y'all been go back and look at the shit. Look at it with an unbiased eye. Take yourself out your body for a minute and just enjoy the fight for a fight. And tell me what you think then. Because y'all be missing a lot of shit out here, bro, by looking at shit one-sided and want shit to be one way when it's not. You feel me? These people are these dudes are skillful and great out here in this ring. This shit is not easy to do. It's not easy to do. When it get to that level and to sustain that level for so long, bro, that shit, it deserves is just doing its praises. Don't praise too late. Don't praise 20 years down the line or 40 years when the motherfucker drop dead and then they going down giving these dudes their roses and everybody want to give them their roses. Then this shit don't look like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Where, oh man, well, now we really see how good. Nah, man, just enjoy the shit for what it is. This is our era of boxing, bro. It's our era of boxing, and we cheat ourselves out of greatness. I'm not cheating myself out of greatness, homie. I'm a praise what praise should be due, even if I really don't like a fighter like that. If he get in the ring and he a bad motherfucker, I'm giving him his just doing his praise. Because when a fighter come along that I do like, and I feel like he can beat him, and when he do beat him, I want him to get all his just due. You feel me? So sometimes shit don't be adding up, man.
Nah, Swift Sloan, ain't nobody hyping up Canelo. You just been hating on Canelo real hard.
Yeah, man. I ain't worried about
hate out too hard, dog. The man can fight. You know what I'm saying? The man can fight. Just leave it alone. Give him his just due. Because if he go in there and fight one of your motherfucking favorite fighters and beat him, then what you gonna say? Your fighter got beat by a bum?
All right.
Come on, bro. Zenith 360 say Canelo A level when he fight other A level is no obvious separation of skills or talent. When Spence fought A level, I see separation. Brooke Porter, Danny competitive, but not close to a draw. So when Spence fought Kell Brook, a lot that fight was competitive. He didn't run through Kell Brook, you know what I'm saying, and just it didn't happen like that. When he fought Porter, the same thing. That fight was very competitive, right? When he fought Danny Garcia, it was a competitive. All of those fights were a competitive fight. He didn't run through none of those dudes and just wash them. So I don't know what you saying. Like, you just made my point for me. Because if you go back and look at those fights, all those fights were competitive.
Yeah. Let me say this, Key. When he fought Porter, I had an 8-4. I thought Spence won 8-4, but it didn't take away from the competitiveness of the fight. Danny Garcia went out there, went 12 rounds with this motherfucker. You know, he came off a car crash, right? It just showed you how good Spence was. But now when y'all look at Canelo Alvarez and we look at him fighting these dudes, we see the competitive nature in Canelo Alvarez. Canelo walked to Laura, right? Walked him down, bodied his ass when he was moving. Canelo fought Triple G twice, right? He boxed him the first time, but the second time he walked to his ass, right? When he was talking about Mexican style, this, that, and the third, walked to him, right? When he fought Danny Jacob, he walked to him, right? But you got to understand, those dudes are on a different level as well, bro. Those motherfuckers in the best shape of their life when they come to fight Canelo. So y'all looking at how this man performed against this person to discredit this man for how he performed against that person. And stop trying to say,
my bad. Zenith said, I said they were competitive. You read it wrong. My bad,
right.
Zenith.
But I want to say,
I correct that. He said that they were competitive fights. But not close to a draw. Okay.
Let me say this, Kate, to the dude talking about we trying to hype up. It ain't about hyping up nobody, man. That's what's so fucked up with y'all ways of thinking out here, bro. We out here, we talking fucking boxing and giving credit where credit is due. Just like we get credit to every motherfucker else I heard that we like that's doing good in the boxing game. It ain't about hype. No, Canelo don't need no fucking hype. You understand what I'm saying? He don't need no hype. That's why you want to see your favorite fighter fight him right now. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all be on some stupid ass shit out here, bro. We hyping up Canelo. Oh, we hyping him up. But right now, you got a list of motherfuckers that you want to see fight him. You got a list of motherfuckers that you want to see fight Canelo. But why don't you got a list of motherfuckers that you want to see fight your favorite fighter? Where's your list there for Jermall Charlo? Answer me that.
Because they really don't. They really don't think that. They don't think that highly of their favorite fighter.
Yeah, where's the list?
Like everybody had a list of who they want to see. But every time Mayweather beats somebody,
they want to see if they can beat him.
Why he fight this guy? Why he ain't fought? And then he'll fight them. Oh, but he ain't fought such and such. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing. That's what they do when you a great. That's how you know when you're a great fighter, because they always moving the goalpost every time. But like I said, let's see how Canelo moves from now, right? If he gets past Caleb Plant, y'all not giving him no credit for fighting Caleb Plant, and Caleb Plant a hell of a fighter. If he get past Caleb Plant, right? If he gets past Caleb Plant, if he becomes undisputed, let's see how Canelo moves from that point on out. Because I don't have no problem with coming on here, keeping it 100 with y'all. Matter of fact, I keep it $150 with y'all all the time. If Canelo ain't moving right after that, I'm going to be the first one to come on here and get on his helmet. I'm going to get on his head about it. But let's see how he moves, right? He already fought the champions at 168. He got Caleb Plant left after that. Let's see if I want to see him fight a David Benavidez. Of course, I think he could beat David Benavidez for sure. I would love to see Jermall Charlo come up and fight him, but he ain't gonna do it. So let's see how he moves.
So you say, my man say, oh, he lost to Laura. Need you say more because you think he lost to Laura. You think he lost to Laura, right? I don't think he lost to Laura. I think he beat Laura. So you say because you think he lost to Laura, right? He don't deserve no credit, right? And I think he fought Laura at 23 years of age, right?
Yeah.
Went out there and fought the shit out of Landy Laura, and I thought he won the fight, right? Split decision. He won a fucking split decision.
Just to get a split decision against Laura at that time.
Exactly.
That's on another level.
Thing, though, Keith, because the favorite went to Canelo. That made you dislike the man. A good ass, competitive ass fight when Laura was on his shit. That Laura was a bad.
Nobody was fucking with Laura in that
Nobody. He beat the shit out of Paul Williams. I don't know how to fuck. Now that's what you call a robbery. But you see, I heard talking about, oh, need you say more. Man, you missing with the bullshit, man. You ain't said shit. You really didn't say shit, to be honest with you. The whole boxing world said, you show me what the whole boxing world said Laura won, bro. But you show me what the whole boxing world said Laura won.
This is the thing. Whether Laura won or he didn't win, right? Right? At the end of the day, it was a fight that was that close and that competitive. For a 23-year-old Canelo Alvarez to give Laura a fight like that shows something. But we continue to. That's how you know when you great, because this is the same thing they do to Floyd Mayweather. Am I lying? When you get to talking about how great and the shit that he was doing, they'll always go back to years and years ago. Oh, but when he fought Castillo, they still talking about Castillo, the first fight from this day to this day. Y'all doing the same shit that these guys was doing to Floyd Mayweather. The same shit. Oh, but Laura, that shit was in 2013? Let that shit go. That shit was 7 years ago.
Man, I'm trying to tell you.
The man that had I don't know how many fights since then, and they still talking about some shit from 2013.
And look how Canelo's career went. And this is no knock to Laura. Look how Laura's career went. Come on, man.
Bro,
stop playing,
the
man.
same shit that they was doing to Floyd Mayweather. The same shit that they do to Floyd Mayweather, right? So the same guys that complain, right, about everybody doing that shit to Floyd Mayweather, bringing up Castillo and, you know what I'm saying, never letting that shit go. They doing the same shit to Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah, man, I just see hatred. I don't see a motherfucker coming here being objective, or I see where it ain't even. I don't know, man. I don't get it, bro. That's why you need motherfuckers to continue to spit the real shit. Cause if y'all go discredit everything, ain't nobody. If Canelo ain't shit, ain't nobody shit. Period.
I mean,
Canelo can go through out there and fight the motherfuckers that he fought, and y'all ain't gonna get this man no credit for the career that he's putting down. Ain't nobody shit. Hey, boxing is just a facade.
I'm not on here to troll. Like, me and Money not on here to troll. We on here to break down boxing, talk the news that's going on in boxing, and talk boxing. I'm not on here to troll. I'm not on here to go tit for tat. That's not what we on here for. I know boxing. He knows boxing. We know when somebody can fight. We know when somebody has skills. Give them they just do and move on. Simple as that.
Whoever said Canelo was
personal.
Whoever said Mayweather was, whoever said Canelo was better than Mayweather, King, Third Eye Supreme. Whoever said that, bro. That's what you see. That's y'all problem, man. That's y'all problem, bro. We sit up here and watch Floyd dominate Canelo Alvarez. We seen that. Nobody is saying fucking Canelo is better than Floyd Mayweather, dude. Right? But when y'all sit up here and try to discredit Canelo, and that was a hell of a win for Floyd, right? And it's showing that it's a hell of a win for Floyd. But what about afterwards in the post? See, this is shit I'll pay attention to. Floyd Mayweather said Canelo do everything good. He jab good. He go to the body good. He got good power, right? I got, 13 months, 14, whatever, however many months he said he had left, and this going to be your guy. Because Floyd understood what the young kid was. Floyd understood that experience played a part in that fight. And he knew that the kid was coming. You understand me? So Y'all gotta start getting credit where credit is due, man. Y'all gotta start getting credit where credit is due. Period. You saying Floyd resume is 10 times better. Nobody is comparing Canelo Alvarez to Floyd Mayweather. But you ain't gonna sit up here and shit on Canelo Alvarez and make him look like that the man ain't nothing. You feel me? For y'all own personal reasons. That's all y'all speaking from personal feelings and personal reasons, bro. Y'all not giving real just due answers out here. So I ain't, all that bullshit you can miss me with, homie. You can miss me with that shit because I can tell about what y'all trying to keep comparing to. Y'all keep bringing up Floyd Mayweather every time we say something. Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather. Nobody is comparing Canelo to Floyd Mayweather. You feel me? But when you look at the situation and you got arguably the greatest fighter of all time telling you how good this kid is, and he come and he proved it because nobody beat him ever since 2013, right? What's that? 8 years from then, the man been undefeated for the last 8 years, fighting the best competition out there. Whether you motherfuckers want to admit it or not, you feel me? It's just like Floyd, Keith. Oh, he ducked this fighter, he ducked that fighter, but he going out here beating the motherfuckers that beat the fighters that you're saying he ducked. Like, come on, man, cut it out, bro. Cut it out.
Man. Like I said, man, we just got to give credit where credit is due. Canelo, a great fighter. And you can't compare him to Floyd. Like, I mean, Floyd was on his own level. Nobody's saying that he's as good as Floyd. No, but like, give him his just due and move on.
Yeah, you feel me? That's how you know when you back him in the corner. When you back him in the corner, the first thing they run to Floyd Mayweather. Ain't no motherfucker said shit about Canelo being better than Floyd, bro.
Right? Ain't nobody said nothing like that.
But Floyd is what? Retired, and been retired for some time now, bro. Guess what? The game moves on, homie. It moves on. And just because you motherfuckers don't know how to move on, don't mean everybody else gonna be stuck. You feel me? Just like the motherfuckers back in the days with Sugar Ray Leonard and all that shit. The game moves on, bro. If that was your time and your era, you appreciate that time and you love that time and you feel like you're not getting what you got back then, I feel sorry for you and I'm pissed off that you can't get that. But the game is what it is. You know what I mean? And it still have greatness to it, whether you want to admit it or not. Because at the end of the day, when you open up the history books, right? Canelo Alvarez is going to be in them history books, 4th division world champion. To me, soon to be undisputed world champion. And the motherfucker only 30 years of age, saying he got 7 years to go. 7 years to go. Come on, man. Quit playing with me, man.
Yeah, man. And make sure that y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all hit the like button. You know, you in here watching, hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Quit hating and hit the like button. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Like I said, I bet at the end of the day, ask yourself, is your favorite fighter, right? You're talking about who Canelo fought and who he ain't fight, right? Ask yourself, is your favorite fighter fighting better competition than Canelo is? Ask yourself that question. Anyway, man, Money, what's your closing words, man, before we get up out of here?
Man, appreciate everybody in the chat coming through, showing love, man. The good comments, the bad comments, all boxing talk. And this work is going to stay boxing talk. It's nothing personal, so don't take it personal, bro. You feel me? Y'all follow me on Money Brown TV. That's MONNIE Brown TV. We dropping videos daily. We doing great work over there. Y'all follow me on Instagram at Money_the writer. We show every fight every Saturday, right? No matter how big, no matter how small, you know. Continue to keep supporting my brother Keith. We're doing this for y'all. We'll continue to grow. You know what I mean? It's a lot of hate that's going around the boxing community. There's a lot of love that's going around the boxing community. Understand what I'm saying? But one thing y'all ain't gonna stop is this real boxing talk. You feel me? Everybody got their own opinions. Everybody see it out of what they see. Everybody not gonna agree on everything. But we gonna agree to disagree on some things. And sometimes it's gonna get heated. But if you want to come on the bullshit, then guess what? We're gonna match that energy. But much love to all y'all, man. Like I say, y'all come subscribe to me on Money Brown TV. Make sure y'all go subscribe to our brother too, Knockout Boxing 86 TV. He doing great work. He dropping videos daily. He giving y'all nothing but the best. He giving y'all prediction videos. So if y'all want to win some money, go listen to him. You feel me? He's right there in the chat. Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to that brother as well, man. And it's all love, man. Y'all know how your boy Money get down, man. Big dog status, family.
Right. And like Money said, man, this is boxing talk. Ain't none of this shit personal. We all on here, we talking boxing. everybody is gonna nobody gonna agree on everything.
Oh, let me tell you this, okay, and make sure y'all go over and subscribe to World Combat Sport as
Yes,
well.
sir.
Make sure, hey, that's what everybody. If y'all hear me, go subscribe. You talking about the unbiased opinion and a man that's gonna keep it real, and somebody that's in the field and that's doing real work. We talking about real work that's really in the field. World Combat Sport is the place you want to be, man. A lot of people hating on Scotty because they soft, they weak, right? And they not standing on their own too. But if y'all can do one thing for me, man, go subscribe to World Combat Sports. Show some love, fam.
Yeah, definitely go show some love to my man Scotty White. World Combat Sports, man. He go live every day. And hell of a shows. He out there in the field doing, man, he do it all. He do it all. And he do MMA too. And he cover MMA. So make sure y'all go subscribe to World Combat Sports. Definitely. And so, man, so like I said, man, this is all boxing talk. Much love to everybody. Shit, me and Money don't agree on shit half the time. But this how it's supposed to be. We all passionate about the sport. But at the end of the day, you know, we here to break down these fights, give credit where credit is due, and give criticism when criticism is needed, you know. And Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Once again, make sure y'all go show love and support Knockout Boxing 86 TV. And I appreciate everybody. Make sure that y'all hit the like button before you leave out. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. I appreciate y'all. We gone.